Hey guys, this week we talk about the first two episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, tear through a box of Turkish sweets, and take a look at a few personal acquisitions to my private collection over the past couple of weeks. Just a note, the last third of the audio or so, we had some technical issues. We think we've got it worked out, but it's not the greatest quality, and we salvaged what we could. I think we got the problem figured out, and hopefully it won't be a problem in the future. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'll give those.
Oh God, don't be weird.
I want you eyes.
All right, here we go. Hey guys, it is episode 3 of the Total Nostalgia Pop Culture Experience podcast. I'm David.
I'm Renee.
And I'm Philip.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So I almost forgot, but do we need to check on Fortnite for this week? Has any developments happened since the new Battle Pass?
I haven't played much this week.
Okay, so Philip, like the rest of the world, he didn't even care about Fortnite this week.
Yeah. We had to stay with my grandfather this week a couple times.
I ain't got to play much this week.
Okay, well, we'll check back in next week, see how it develops.
Yeah.
There are some developments. Heard Raptors are coming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
And I told you that they were going to possibly put a Deathstroke skin on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
They do make some cool skins.
They do, but I just don't like it that when you miss it, you can't get it. You're out.
No, they'll sometimes put it back on there.
Really? I've heard of a bunch of them. It's just like, no, if you didn't get it that time, you can't get it
It's
anymore.
not always like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll bring one back and like, hey, here's your chance to get another.
It's probably just best I don't mess
So
with
like
it.
Deadpool, they brought it
Right?
back here
Just buy
recently.
everything.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you played it,
Yeah.
you would like it.
Okay. Well,
It's fun. Do
maybe-
you like Call of Duty?
Not
You like
particularly.
Battle Royale games?
Not really.
You
I never
do.
even understood.
I'm
what
not good
the-
at shooter
yeah.
games, so I play RPGs.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm more. Me
I'm
by myself.
one-person RPG.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
No, I don't want nobody to talk to me either.
Yeah.
You don't have to have nobody talk to you.
Yeah. Still.
You don't have to ever hook up.
Yeah. I don't like
can't
interaction
aim
with people.
guns
You don't have to
and,
play
like, pull triggers
with people.
Is it single player?
So you can play solo matches.
I
and
bet
then-
that's fun.
It is fun. I know you're being sarcastic, but
No,
it is.
well, I just mean if I'm going to play a solo game, I'll just
So you
go
play
play
solo,
Spider-Man or Batman or something.
and then
it's
there's
actually
like
meant to
you
be
against
solo.
100 people.
And they're all bots.
No, they're all people.
Yeah, they're
Well,
all
that's what I'm
people.
talking about. Then that's not solo. That's
It
me
makes-
still playing with people.
It makes
well,
me
it's still
nervous.
solo,
No.
and it's the last man standing.
I know. Oh, I don't. It's
That's
just
not
not for
Battle
me.
Royale.
Yeah, I
He
get it.
handed it to me one time, and I got him killed because the cloud.
She
Like,
did- she
the
got
map
eaten in a
sinks
storm.
in.
That's
and
right. I've seen that.
I
yeah.
didn't know how to get out of where he was
Right.
hiding at, and I
Right.
couldn't get out, and so then I couldn't catch up to it.
So back in the
Skilled.
day, this is old as crap or whatever. We used to play Halo, which is an old game. That's a first-person shooter that was.
I never played Halo.
Yeah, I know. It was you probably weren't born yet. But so we used to go with our friends, and this was back before the internet. So we were not before the internet, before we had it. So we were running Cat 5 cables through the house, system linking Xboxes.
Nice.
And I think we were playing. It had to be Halo 2, I guess is what it was. And so my wife, we weren't married at the time. She didn't want to go no ways, but I drug her along a lot of the times. And so eventually it's like, look, if she's going to stick around, like we got to let her play some or make her play some, so at least she's involved and not sitting here looking at her phone or whatever, hating being here every minute.
Yeah.
And so she would get the thing, and we would find, we're playing. It's usually 2-on-2, so it would be 2 people on split screen on one TV. They were on another TV on the other side of the house, split screen on their TV. And usually you'd find my wife's name's Tessa. Usually you'd find her in the corner, facing down, walking into a corner, and their guns, and people that would just be easy kills. You just walk up, and find her walking into the corner, and pop her in the head, get your kill or whatever.
That sounds like that would be me.
Yeah, that's. She didn't enjoy it. And she didn't play much because of that. I mean, everybody.
Those games are like, and they take a while to get the hang of.
Yeah,
Once
I
you
just
get
don't.
the hang of though of like moving and
I don't have
aiming
the fast
and
enough.
everything.
I don't have fast enough. I never was great, but I don't have fast enough reflexes
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't either.
I was
I
never.
have trouble trying to line up when I'm
Right.
trying to shoot, so I have to like shoot over here.
And
shoot
those
over
people are
there.
doing it on the run,
Yeah.
jumping and throwing grenades, and
Yeah.
I
The only thing I don't like about
Fortnite.
Fortnite is the building.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't have to do that though, right?
I
Can
don't
you
do
be
it.
successful at it and not do that?
I mean, I'm not horrible.
Yeah.
Probably not that great, but
Yeah.
I don't
Gotta
build
practice.
it. I don't build anything.
They're actually coming out with a new Halo this year.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that when I was looking up
I
the
bought
new
the
games.
I
that are
bought the
releasing.
collection.
So many Halo games.
There's
Oh,
not
there
a ton. I think
is.
there's only been 5
There's 6.
numbered ones. Is there 6?
So there's like Halo 1 through 4.
Yeah.
There's Halo Reach.
OST.
Then
the ODST.
ODST, and I think that's it.
Was Covenant? Was that one of them? Wasn't there one called Halo Covenant?
It hasn't came in the store,
Something.
so I just remember seeing all the rest of it in
Yeah.
the store.
So I've got the Master Chief Collection that I think comes with 1 through 5 and maybe whatever it comes with. I've got that. I think I have every release on Steam. Or no, it's not through Steam. That'd be through Windows Store because that's a Microsoft game. I've got them, but I think I went back and played the first one because I'd beaten 1, 2, and 3, I think, when I was growing up. I went back and replayed the first one, which was good. And the second one is a complete remaster where with 360 era graphics or whatever. I intend to go back to that or whatever. It's the
one-
same game, but they completely rebuilt it from ground up with new
Like better graphics.
Yeah.
Basically, they're doing all kinds of stuff now.
Pretty much, because
Before
nobody
Switch.
takes a chance on anything new. It's like, let's just reskin something we know's a winner.
I mean, that's the only thing.
Yes.
I love the Switch, but that's the only thing you get for the Switch is old games.
God, there's so many old games that come out, like 10-year-old games
Yeah,
that
so
come
like I'm
out.
playing that Saints Row game.
But
3.
you know what? But at the time of that, though, when Saints Row came out, I would have loved to have been able to have Saints Row as a portable game, like a Game Boy that I can carry with. So I don't hate that. I'm fine with it.
I like it. It's a fun
Being
game.
able to have big games that I used to would have loved, hated the fact that I'm having to sit on the couch and play it. Being able, not that I do that. I've got a Switch, and I don't think it's ever left the house. But I like the idea that you can. I like the idea that I can lay in the bed and play it, and while the TV's going, I don't have to have that tied up. I like my Switch for that.
That's the reason I play it.
Yeah.
I don't play anything else.
Yeah.
It's just convenient.
You
Yeah.
play Luigi's Mansion.
I mean,
there,
too.
so I played that and Paper Mario, Origami King.
I've got, I think the only game I've got loaded in there now is Breath of the Wild, that Zelda game. And
That's
it's
a fun game.
It is,
game.
but it's massive, and it's like, I don't know. It's hard for me to sink that much time in anything.
I
these
wish they'd
days,
put
so.
more of the Assassin's Creed games on there. 'cause
Yeah.
Those are fun to play.
They're pretty
on the
good.
Switch.
Yeah.
And they've got I know they got 3, and then Rogue and Black Flag.
Yeah.
But there's so many of those Assassin's
There's a
Creed
ton.
games.
There's like 4 or 5 more since
Man,
that.
that Odyssey
I've got them
one
all
looks-
on PS4, but the last one I beat was can't remember if it was Black Flag or whatever comes directly
Black
after
Flag's
Black
fun.
Flag. Which one is the French Revolution?
I don't know.
It was a
Oh, yeah.
horrible game. I hated it. But I think that may have been after Black Flag. Whatever it was, that was the last one I played. And so I've got the one
Probably
that takes
is,
place in
'cause-
Egypt and the one that takes place in Greece or
Spartan.
whatever.
You're Spartan.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've got all of them up to the current release.
Yeah, that's-
and they're all still in the wrapper because I never
I think
never
that's
finished the other
Odyssey,
ones.
and then the Egypt one is Origins. 'cause it's
Yeah,
like the
right.
first.
Odyssey and Origins, that's right.
Yeah.
So I've probably got more games at home still in the cellophane wrapper that I was like, well, I could have that. And then I take it home, put it on the shelf. I was like, no, I ain't played it yet.
I don't really
I
have
do
any
like
games
that when
at
they
home.
run sales. They run really good sales.
They
on their
do.
games in the Nintendo Store, even though it is a
That's
digital
true.
download.
And that's the same thing with Steam. You
Sometimes
can
they
get some
do,
good
and-
deals. I've got 150 games on Steam. I've probably played
Six.
5, 6. Because it's like, well, heck, that's cheap enough. I'm losing money not buying that.
But the only thing that's dumb is like Breath of the Wild is still $69.99
Yeah,
First party
that makes
Nintendo games
sense.
ain't going
in the
down.
store.
Yeah.
But I
Do
don't.
not.
I don't think it's that much at Walmart anymore.
I think it is.
it's still $69.
I think it is. Now, I was able to get, I bought a copy of Mario Odyssey. That came out,
Yeah.
it hit the lowest price ever on Amazon, which was still like $50. But
That's
that
a
was
fun
cheaper than you could
Mario
find.
game.
I bought it, and it's still in its wrapper, sitting on the
He's
shelf.
got that little hat that he does
Yeah,
stuff with.
it looks, hey, if it's in the wrapper sitting on my shelf, it looks really fun.
We made the
Well,
mistake
it
of
is.
Yeah.
digitally buying the
3D All
30th
Stars.
anniversary.
Yeah.
All-Stars.
I want that just because I regardless of how bad it plays or whatever, I still like Super Mario
Yeah.
64.
But
that
you get in and play, you
know, I
realize why
wish-
you quit playing
I know.
Yeah, it's that camera angle.
I wish they had
Oh,
put
it's
modern
awful.
controls on. If they want to
Yeah.
rebuild a game, rebuild Super Mario 64 with modern camera controls.
Yeah, it would be so much funner.
Yeah.
It's so, the music in that game when you walk into the castle the first time, God, I can still remember it.
It is a fun game. I
love it.
like the Sunshine game. That's the funnest
People
one I've
hate
ever
that
played.
one though. It's a little more.
different.
Galaxy's
It is.
awful.
I like Galaxy all right. At the time, we
I
tried.
never cared
Sadly,
for
they're like the
Galaxy.
worst
Yeah.
3 games. It's like they took the worst 3 games that they had and put them into one thing. And they're like, well, maybe the 3 worst won't make it as bad of a release.
I'm
We'll
gonna
put
give
all 3 of them
64 a
together.
pass. Hey, that
I
game,
wouldn't say
that
those
game
are the-
figured out 3D gaming on a console. Regardless of whatever the
that's true.
shortcomings were, they laid the tracks. Like
Yeah.
you don't get none of the stuff you got today without going there first. So 64's got to pass. I never beat it.
I give all
but
3
love
of them
it.
a pass because
Yeah.
for what they were for
Oh, yeah.
each console.
That's right.
They were like
they're trying to play to the strengths of
I've just
whatever.
gotten
pretty
spoiled with the
iconic.
newer games.
Yeah,
so.
that's
And they
true.
just went-
Sometimes hard to go back.
They just
It
went in
is.
order. So you had the 64 came out first,
Right.
and so that was the best Mario game for 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sunshine might not have been the best for Nick GameCube, but
It
they
wouldn't
thought
miss
it
it by
was.
far because
Yeah.
I just did.
And
GameCube
then
wasn't a hit for me.
I think
know a lot of people liked
Galaxy,
it.
other than Galaxy 2, was the only one for the Wii. Other
Galaxy
than like
2.
Mario Party.
Right, it
which you
was.
can't,
Yeah,
you know.
but that's usually the way they go. There's usually one main release on
well,
Nintendo
they did
console.
put the Super Mario Brothers. The
3D Mario
well,
All
they had
Star.
that. Like, it was
3D
like new
Mario.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah.
For the
Wii.
Well,
Yeah.
but then some of the I'm not sure that wasn't a re-release of a DS game because
It
new
probably
Super
was.
Mario Brothers came out on DS to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was then. That one's fun.
Anyway, that
I do
we
like
did
the Mario Kart. Though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The new
Yeah,
Mario Kart
yeah, and-
is probably
Mario-
my
and see, and
favorites.
That came out on the Wii U.
I know. Well, now that's what they're doing. The Wii U is such a flop that any game that has any potential, they're like, put it on
Breath of the
Switch.
Wild
Put it, right.
came out on the
And
Wii
they
U.
Put it on
came out
Switch.
with so many good Wii U games.
I know, but it's
So
like
many.
that Wii U had been out for a year or months or a year before I ever even knew it existed.
It's
They
so
were-
I didn't know
sad
it
too
existed until
because
they came in the store.
That's what I
Someone
mean.
brought one in, and I was
It's-
like,
I have no idea
I
what
knew
this
it
is.
existed.
I
I didn't.
The gamepad on that thing's actually nice. Like
Yeah.
I wish they'd have a Switch that was about that big.
The only
That,
problem
is it
is their
bigger?
screen.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
I
much
prefer
bigger.
the size.
it's maybe like that big.
Well, see,
I
like
like
the
the Switch
Switch
version.
plays.
Touchscreen.
Like if you play the Switch for a while,
Yeah.
like when you're playing Fortnite a lot,
Yeah.
my thumb cramps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
think
you can
'cause
get a
it's
pro
so-
controller though.
Yeah, but then I have to. I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Then you got to
So-
prop it up.
Well,
Yeah,
I
they
bought,
got-
so I bought, I
Switch.
bought I bought a case or whatever that wraps around the so you can take the Joy Cons off or whatever, and basically like this iPad case, it props it up on a tripod like that, and then you got your controller out here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We've never
I'm gonna do
even
that, I'm
touched
just gonna
the
put it on the TV.
Yeah.
But it's nice though that I can have it sitting on the desk while I'm actually playing this, and something else I'm not 100% interested in is playing on the TV behind me.
Yeah.
That's usually one of the biggest reasons that I don't get deep into games. It's like I'm thinking the whole time I'm playing this game.
I could be
Used
doing
to it,
something else.
right? Used to it didn't matter. Used to you didn't count time the same. You listen. Time becomes more valuable the older you get.
Yeah.
And
When you're as old as you are,
I know when you're yeah. Think about that. Yeah, it's like platinum by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like oh my lord.
Yeah.
My joints.
Yeah, but it is true. Like that's
Oh, no.
that's the problem I have with movies and anything else is I sit around and I will. It's they call it like analysis paralysis. Like I'm sitting around thinking about what I could be doing, what I should be doing. And instead of actually doing that, I think about reasons why I'm not doing that,
Movies are
I
different.
end up burning like I'll end up watching YouTube for 10 hours on a Saturday or whatever because I decided it's like, well, I can quit that whenever I want to. I didn't actually sit down knowing that I'm committing 4 hours to watching the Snyder Cut or something like that.
We're pretty much
horrible at
movie,
that.
TV show junkies. Well,
Yeah.
that's our.
I have a bad
favorite
habit
thing
of
to do.
watching. Instead of working on the website like I need to, I'll get on Facebook and watch the 5-minute craft videos, and 5-minute
Oh
craft
my
videos
gosh.
turns into 6-hour craft
And
videos.
those craft videos are stupid.
They're the stupidest things
Yeah.
ever. You just
Like
watch
half
it
the
go in.
crap that they do is like, so they'll stupid Nat. So they'll
Yeah.
fix a like a broken sandal with like hot glue gun. You're like,
And, like,
that's like
Cheetos
a
and
$5
stuff.
I'll tell you-
sandal.
I'll tell you-
There'll be
though-
like a hole in the table, and they'll take ramen noodles and crunch them up and put it on it, and then cover it up with like plaster, and
Now,
then
that's
like
a kind
paint
of a good
over
hack,
it.
though.
I'll tell you the worst one, and I got it. I want to say it was on Facebook. So I don't use Facebook. I just recently got a Facebook account to
Thanks to
check
Total
on
Nostalgia.
thanks to Total Nostalgia to check on their store and talk to the people that I've met through that somewhat, not much. But anyways, one of the videos, one of those bait videos like they were, is this chick standing here and there's this guy, and I can't remember what the tagline of the video was or whatever, but this chick's wearing these big baggy blue jeans. Obviously don't fit her. Obviously not her jeans. Like this is
Yeah.
just a pair of jeans she had on.
She's
Well, all
gonna
of a
turn them
sudden-
into something else.
Oh yeah. So all of a sudden this guy comes up, and like, you can't believe what he did with this girl's jeans or something like that. And he gets down on his knees behind her or whatever, and he takes a pair of
What
scissors.
video
yeah.
were you watching?
Oh yeah.
You should've
Just
seen on Facebook.
pay attention to the ending. So he takes a pair of scissors and cuts the seat out of these jeans, and then she pulls them off, and she's got clothes on underneath because
Yeah.
obviously it's a staged video. Well, then for long it's like he keeps taking these jeans and stretching the legs out, and it's like, well, he's really measuring this up for something. Something's about to happen. It ends up with this idiot putting these jeans on his girl's head, her head sticking through the butthole on the jeans, and he sticks her on. Like I think he pulls some
Make
portion
a
of it inside,
top.
and he makes a top out of it. It's like you didn't do anything. You just put pants on your arms and cut a hole in the butt.
Yeah.
Like that's.
That's how most of those craft videos are. There's the stupidest
they'll
thing.
It's
take
ever.
like
clickbait.
the
And
stretchy
people watch 'em.
pants,
Yeah.
and so they'll take those like what gaucho pants that everybody used to wear
Yeah.
in the like early
Yes.
2000s, them stretchy pants, and they'll like take those off and then pull one leg of it on them and take the other leg and pull it up and make a
Yes.
like cross.
But the whole point of that video is they are hooking people on
Yeah,
that
'cause you
girl's
wanna
about to
see what
take her
happens.
pants off.
That's what got
That's
you?
the biggest one.
That's why you clicked, wasn't it?
No, I was just like, because there's a
Sorry.
dude standing there too, and I'm like, what?
That's your
What's
thing.
he, what could he possibly be doing with a pair of blue jeans that's revolutionary?
I
You
know,
were gonna
right?
find out.
Yeah,
though.
but I found out. And I
Yeah.
watched it all the way to the end, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm one of those people. I'm that stupid.
See, I don't have Facebook, so I don't see these stupid crap videos.
Yeah.
She'll show them to me every now and then. I'll watch what she's watching.
Any of that
Yeah,
crap.
it's so
TikTok, Facebook,
stupid.
what used to be
TikTok
Vines.
is well now Vines were kind of funny.
There's a
What
lot of
happened
TikTok
to
stuff.
those?
That company went out or whatever. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
basically TikTok is Vines,
It's
except for
it
longer.
is,
It's like
right.
I think Vines was what 10 seconds.
7 seconds.
Well, I
I
think
think it
didn't
was.
seconds.
like
Yeah.
X-rated stuff started getting on Vines, and
Did
that's
it?
kind of what it got shut down.
I
I
don't
think
think
so,
TikTok's
but I
like
can't.
Some
They-
company bought it, and I hadn't seen anything
I don't
X-rated
know
on
how to do
TikTok. It's most
TikTok,
time
but if
just
someone would like to show me how to make TikToks for the store, I would really appreciate it.
We were
Because
Yeah.
we need to make some.
yeah.
when we were at Pensacola. We went with our buddy Justin, and we were at an antique mall. You know, like trying to find some toys and comics and
thrift
stuff.
shopping.
Yeah, and there's these two girls. They're over there in like these antique section, like antique
Yes,
dressers
like
and
block
crap
in the
like
bathroom
that.
because we all had to go pee.
And they set their phone up on
Oh,
this
yeah.
on this like dresser, and they're over there doing these like TikTok dances.
Yeah.
It was like, what are these? What's wrong with
It's one
kids
of those
nowadays?
things. Well, it's one of those things. I start watching this, and it's like I already know if I watch this one video, I'm going to be here less than a minute. There's no commitment to it. But then it rolls right into the next one. And before you look up, you've spent 45 minutes or an hour watching these stupid videos.
Well,
and you
her-
look down, and these kids have got 15 million views. And
Well,
all
I was
this
about
kind
to
of
say
stuff.
her cut. I don't know if he still is, but Colby, her cousin, who is Amber, the hair salon right here beside us. At one time, he had like a TikTok following of like 20-something thousand people.
That's what I'm saying. It don't take much because you strike one or whatever and get in their little feed or something, and whatever you post up is going to be.
You want to get on the autoplay.
That's what I
list.
mean. It's going to just play, and it doesn't last long enough that nobody really even thinks about it. It's like little $5 purchases, or like grabbing a bag of chips and eating a few of them. It's those little intake you don't think about it. You don't add it to the whole. You know.
Joe and them did that too. Her uncle, they own they make like baskets and cutting boards,
Yeah.
and he did like a
Some
quick
beautiful
little,
cutting boards.
really nice cutting boards.
Yeah.
He did this TikTok video of them like with a quick demo of like showing off the knives and the cutting board, and it went viral. He
That's
sold
amazing.
a crap ton of cutting boards from that video.
Yeah.
I mean, a
We
bunch.
should probably get into what we're going to talk about. I'm not sure if people care about what we talked about
At
so
least
far.
we got on
but-
video games, Hunter. So if
Yeah,
you
hey,
hear
Hunter,
this,
that
we're
was
talking
for
about
you.
video
I know-
games.
I know you're gonna
You know
listen.
something else we spend our time watching, don't you? The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
First two episodes are up on that's Disney Plus, right?
Disney Plus.
I watched them last night, so they're
Or-
fresh.
If you
Or-
haven't watched it yet,
No,
you might
yeah.
want to fast forward
Yeah.
a little bit further.
Right? Yeah. So
The
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. There's not
Not really
There's not really any
'cause if you
spoilers.
follow it, then-
There's
Yeah.
no super
Yeah. If
secret thing.
If you're
right.
watching this, you're watching it when it comes out Friday.
Most
night.
likely, but it's
Yeah.
like, but if you told me the entire plot of both episodes, it would not lessen watching
No.
them. I mean, I guess if you didn't know that spoilers, if you want to pause for 10 seconds, there's a new Captain America. Maybe
Yeah.
you
Well,
wouldn't know that.
spoilers don't even bother me. You can tell me the
Yeah.
whole entire movie, unless it's like, what is that, Sixth Sense? He's
Yeah.
dead in the
Yeah.
end, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if it's like a major twist
Sorry
or
if
what,
you haven't seen it yet.
I mean, I guess I'd rather
you've
not
seen Sixth Sense
know.
by now.
Yeah, I guess
I don't know what to tell
I
you.
would rather not know, I suppose. But
don't know,
anyway, that's
it's-
the only thing that's
never
not
bothered me.
blaringly obvious is there's a new Captain America.
well, working in the store, we get used to spoilers. 'Cause
Yeah.
people come and talk about stuff. And we're
Oh
like,
my gosh,
I haven't
yeah.
seen that.
And
show
somebody
yet,
that knows
but-
something is rabid to tell you what they
I
know.
spoiled something for somebody
Oh,
on
yeah, you
Supernatural.
did,
They're
yeah.
like, I didn't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
We haven't seen the end of it.
I ain't
yet
seen the
either,
ending, but I
'cause-
know how it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
everybody's we've had like 3 or 4 customers
I
come
mean,
in
they
and
tell
tell
me.
us.
And it, like I said, it don't really bother me.
Yeah. But are you more or less likely to watch it now that you already know?
I'll still watch it.
Really?
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, we just
Sometimes
don't
I'm
watch
bad about
that
spoiling for
'cause we
myself.
don't wanna
I'll just
finish
look
it.
up something.
Yeah.
Because I just
Yes.
like, I got to know.
Yeah.
spoil it
Or
for myself.
news apps will pull up and like Google and stuff like that from
Oh, that's the
your searches.
worst.
Here's the article.
Or
and you're like,
I'm bad to just pop on just because I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the news. I don't pay attention to anything. So the only thing I do is pop up on Yahoo to see who's dead or what has exploded or something like that. And I'll scroll through it. And half the time there's one of those little clickbait articles. It's like, can you believe who died on what Falcon and Winter Soldier this week? And that kind
It's
of
like,
stuff. It's like, and it
nobody.
shows a picture of them or something. Yeah, it's usually unrelated most
Character
of the
that
time.
nobody even
right.
like. That
if
didn't
I
see
pull
that
up my
guy.
Google right now, it'll have stuff about Snyder
Yep.
and just okay. It'll have Supernatural.
They know-
it'll have
they know everything about you and they
Anything
target
you
everything
search,
to
Well, I'll tell you,
yes.
speaking of the Winter Soldier thing, though, I can't believe that's Kurt Russell's son.
But
know.
knowing
It
that that's
looks like
Kurt
him, it doesn't
Russell's,
look like him.
knowing that's Kurt Russell's, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm going to
Yeah.
definitely give him the
Any more Russell family we can get, how?
Yeah,
And I'll tell you, when they showed that at the end of this first season, they just showed him. I was like, he looks. Renee said he looked like the guy from Up.
Yeah,
the old man.
Yeah,
from Up,
right,
He looked like
right.
what
I
a
was
young
like-
version
Yeah,
of
yeah.
him would look like.
I don't know
Yeah.
about this guy,
Yeah,
but he was better, much better in the second.
he was.
episode.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Uh,
Well, he gave more than a smile and a wink.
Yeah, he
yeah,
seems
that's
like
all you
he's-
got from the first one.
Well, it was just the way he looked in that.
His
that mask.
his
Yeah.
facial structure is
His
similar to Kurt Russell's. Like
ears
his
poking
mouth is a
out.
little higher than you'd think it would be. There's not a whole lot of space between his nose and he's got a unique
looks
looking
like-
face or whatever.
In the
but-
next episode,
looks
when
like
he's
Kurt
looking
Russell once you
down
know.
Yeah,
in the
he does
locker room
kinda.
part, and he's
Right.
like looking down, you get
Yeah.
like this angle of him.
Right.
He looks just like Kurt Russell.
So the only thing I've ever seen him in besides this is 22 Jump Street. He was the
he's
football
a
player in
football
that,
player.
right?
Yeah.
And he was good in that.
He's
And
a good actor.
I think he's fine in this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kurt Russell's your dad.
I know.
Yeah.
And not only that,
And
you know,
his
Kurt Russell's dad was an
we
actor
talked about
too.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked about it
yeah.
last episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if
It's in
and
the
Goldie
family.
Hawn, is that his
yeah.
mom? I guess
Kate Hudson
No.
is his sister.
Goldie Hawn's not his mom.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Kate
so.
Hudson's his sister, and
I
she's a
think-
huge
I
actress.
want to say she might be his
I don't
mom.
know because they were both married
Google
before and had kids. I don't know if I get off if
Oh.
it's going to do this.
So-
You got your phone?
My
You
phone's
have
on the
your
charger.
Yeah, I do.
Well, Goldie
Anyway,
Hawn
we'll look it up
and,
later.
and Kurt Russell have been
Whatever.
together for,
Forever. Yeah.
I mean, as long as I've been alive, I
yeah.
feel like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, forever.
Since Overboard.
And they're not
I
even
guess
married.
it's probably, no, they're not. No.
They're still together.
Yeah.
They're a good little couple.
I love Kurt Russell.
I mean, I like
as far
Goldie
as
Hawn.
anybody in, yeah, she's fine too. But as far as anybody in Hollywood, I'll take Kurt Russell.
He's probably by far next to like The Rock.
I really kind of hate that I feel like he has been underused throughout his life. I mean, I know he had a big career in the 80s or whatever, and he did a lot of action, and he's done a lot of stuff since then. But he's one of those people like, I feel like 2 out of 3 movies he should be in somewhere.
I'll tell you what he's really good
I
in
do
that
like him as
goes
Ego.
under the radar.
Yeah.
Is that Bone Tomahawk?
Ooh.
I've never watched. I remember you
Oh,
talking about that. I've
gosh.
never seen it.
It's
So it's
so
like
good.
it's a Western movie.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like horror themed with
Yeah.
these like tribe of Indians who are like just insane.
Yeah.
And he's like the main guy in it.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah. If you have not seen Bone Tomahawk, you need to watch it.
So John
It is
Walker.
gruesome.
Okay, so John Walker is the White's character's name
Yeah,
on Falcon,
US agent.
which is eventually is U.S. agent.
Or Super Page. Wait.
So okay, so that's what it. So
Yeah.
we want to get into the comic
he got a
guys.
bunch of
he had a
names.
bunch of them. So they get out of the army. Him and his buddy
Battlestar.
Battlestar eventually, but his name is what was his name? I've got it wrote down here somewhere.
I don't remember his name. It starts with an L
I got it here.
and an
somewhere.
H.
Lamar Hoskins.
See? I was
Yeah,
right.
Lamar Hoskins. So it's he. So they go to this company called Power Broker Inc. and they do basically a super soldier program on them, and it's like you either get superpowers or you die or you become horribly mutated or whatever. And if for whatever reason these 4 people that were all buddies or whatever, it worked out for them. So they do it to get on a wrestling circuit, like some wrestling TV show or whatever.
Like WWF style.
Something like that,
wrestling
but it's in like
comics.
whatever's in the Marvel universe. I don't remember what the abbreviation for it was. But then at some point, Captain America retires, and it's due to some misinformation that the Red Skull puts out there. The reason that Steve Rogers needs to retire, but we still need a Captain America. So John Walker is chosen. I'm getting ahead of myself. He's Super Patriot to start with, right?
Yeah.
So when he's Super Patriot, it's almost like he's trying to build his brand or whatever. So he would have these rallies to where John Walker is portrayed as a really right-leaning Christian, super conservative character in the Marvel universe. And so he's trying to build his brand or whatever. So he has all these rallies and stuff. Well, he gets volunteers. What's the guy's name we just said?
Lamar
Battlestar. But yeah, the Hoskins. And there's 2 other guys. He gets them. They form this unit called the Bold Urban Commandos. They go by the name of the Buckies, B-U-C. They call Bold Urban Commandos.
Okay.
Short, the Buckies for short. And they pretend to storm Super Patriot's rallies, and Super Patriot defeats
Beats 'em
them
up.
to build a name for himself. So as this happens, and whatever happens to Super Patriot, I'm not sure beyond that, but eventually Captain America, Steve Rogers is out. We need Captain America. John Walker gets the job. And so he brings along Hoskins with him, and Hoskins is going to be his Bucky. And he is actually while Walker is Captain America, he is actually named Bucky. He's not Battlestar yet. That comes later. But the 2 other guys that were part of that BUC group or whatever were pissed because they didn't get chosen to be part of the new superhero group or whatever. They become bad guys basically called right winger and left winger.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is all out of the 80s. So, yeah, so
Was one of them right leaning?
I don't know. It wouldn't make sense because you'd think like, well, the right winger or whatever, you think he'd be right on the same page with him or whatever. Anyways, well, I didn't get into their backstory or whatever, but so they obviously know that John Walker is Captain America, so they reveal his secret identity to the world. Well, this other group of it's called the. I'm gonna cut some of these pauses out because that sounds stupid. I got it wrote down here, but it's not. I jumped back between 2 episodes. Bill Sport game. What is that? Where did I write that?
You did not take good notes.
I did. They're just out of some of it's in the second episode, some of it's anyways. The group's name is Watchdogs, and they're a ultra right wing extremist on the verge of terrorism. And they are secretly funded by the Red Skull, which anything in Captain America's life eventually comes back to Red Skull's got his fingers in it.
Yes.
But the only one of them that knows about it is the leader of the group. I think his name was like Top Dog or something like that. The rest of the group believes that they're just a right wing. So they are still terrorists.
Yeah.
But they didn't know that they were being manipulated by Red Skull. Well, anyway, so now they know that John Walker is Captain America. That group kidnaps Walker's parents. And in the fight and so Walker shows up and he's going to confront these Watchdogs guys, and he comes to find out, he's like, I kind of agree with a lot of what y'all are saying because he's ultra right wing also. But anyways, they end up in a fight and his parents get killed in this fight. So he finds out that right winger and left winger are the ones that
Orchestrated the whole thing?
Well, they didn't orchestrate it, but they put his identity out there. So he blames his parents' death on those two people. So he goes after them, and he straps explosives to them. Somehow they get into a big explosion. They're horribly disfigured, in a coma or whatever. Well, that's when Captain shows back. Steve Rogers shows back up as the captain, I think is what he went by or whatever. They have a fight. Eventually, they team up and go against Red Skull after they found out he's behind all this. But doing all this crap has made it pretty obvious that you're not worthy of being Captain America.
So he becomes
Steve,
US agent.
So I don't know if that happens immediately. Mm-hmm. Steve takes over being Captain America again, and eventually John Walker becomes U.S. agent, which is a bootleg Captain America.
Well, though, I actually like his outfit better.
It's a pretty cool outfit. Yeah. I like the colors of the red, white, and blue better, but
he's got a much cooler outfit.
Well, to be honest, the Captain America suit that Wyatt's wearing in this show is real reminiscent. Other than the colors, looks a lot like the U.S. agent. The A is up here in the top corner, and he's got
the stripes.
Horizontal stripes. Other than the color, it is the U.S. agent uniform.
That's obviously their go.
Yeah,
Sam's going to end up become Captain America
for sure,
and then that dude's going to become U.S. agent.
And I mean, that's one of the things that they could change because
I think he ends up being like a villain, though, don't he?
Well, that's
Captain America.
No, he doesn't ever become a villain because he becomes basically the leader of the West Coast Avengers. Like he's had numerous leadership roles in the Avengers under different situations. But I think, they were at odds at times because they had to fight. Whenever. When he was Captain America, he was going off the rails. They had a fight. So
but I bet that was probably more like he didn't want to give up being Captain America.
Well, I think it. No, I don't think. I think the fight was because it's like, hey, man, you're Captain America and you nearly killed these guys.
You don't do that.
Yeah, we don't. You don't do that. It's the same thing as Thor and his hammer or whatever. It's like you don't.
Which I've never understood. Like with Batman. Just kill the Joker already.
Yeah.
Kill Scarecrow.
But
kill all these guys.
You're removing DC's part in this being a business and needing it to be recurring.
I know. I'm just saying.
Right.
Like,
just hit him
get it over with.
Well, Falcon ain't got no problem with killing some folks. Boy, he's dropping helicopters like it was nothing.
I know.
How many people did he kill in the first 15 minutes of that show? It was a bunch. Everybody except Batroc.
Yeah, I think
that first opening scene was a pretty good little fight scene.
I liked it. It's big screen quality. I mean, it's not skimping. These shows look like they did in the movie. Yeah. It's
the way he's flying through there. I love that though when he did fly through the
helicopter.
Kick Batroc out and save the dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
It all worked out really good.
I do like the GSP's acting skills have gotten a lot better.
Yeah,
his acting skills have gotten much better.
George St. Pierre, if you don't know who that is.
He's also been taking some acting classes, I would assume, in his downtime.
Have you seen the video or he's got hair now? So, GSP always
usually shaved,
his hair's always shaved.
Yeah.
He's got this hair now. He looks so weird with his hair. That's by far my favoriteest UFC fighter of all time.
Oh, me too.
He's the man.
Yeah, I loved it when he was
fighting. Went to...
I loved Anderson Silva at the time, too, but I preferred... As far as the person, I like George St. Pierre better.
We went to UFC... Well, we didn't go to UFC 100, but they had the very first UFC Fan Expo in Vegas for UFC 100, and we went to it, and I did a grappling tournament out there. And we met a crap ton of UFC fighters. I got a pair of shorts that's autographed by
a whole bunch.
King Velasquez,
really,
Nogueira, Shane Carl. I mean,
get anything from GSP?
Well, this is the thing I was leading into. So we're walking into it's at the MGM.
Yep.
So we're in the parking deck, walking into the little expo area, and we're in the parking deck. GSP pulls up in a car. He's got to fight that night. He's going to fight BJ Penn.
Yeah.
So he pulls up that night. He pulls up.
Baby Penn.
And he's parked here, and we're probably 15, 20 yards from him.
Yeah, not
and
far.
I stop, and Renee's like, go talk to him. And I'm like, I don't know, he's got to fight. I don't want to. I don't want to get in his mind
but then he
space.
stops and waits.
But he stopped.
Like,
yeah.
Are you coming?
Really?
Turned and looked at us like waiting for us to come, and I was just like, I kind of just had like starstruck.
You blew
I was
it.
starstruck, dude. I was like, I can't do it.
It feels like,
Oh
let's
my
go.
gosh!
But-
Jeez.
Rashad Evans was with him,
Mm-hmm.
and so Rashad Evans walked through the parking lot, and we got Rashad Evans' photo. I didn't get an autograph,
But
but
compared to GSP,
Yeah.
who
compared
cares?
to GSP, I know, but Rashad Evans is
And he was
bad
going to be
dude.
friendly
Yeah,
to
he is.
you. Like it wasn't like you were
Yeah.
bothering him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was just
You never
like-
know, but
Yeah, I didn't want to be
he
that
had
guy.
like 5 seconds
Yeah.
for you to come over there and get a picture
yeah,
and say,
and you're 1 in 1,000. Like it ain't like he ain't seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it.
But
Just
I
the fact
did
that you got that close, like
I was
you would
like
think that it would.
starstruck.
yes.
Because
When
at
you
the
look
time,
up,
I was
he's like
diehard.
right there.
This was pre-Batroc day.
Oh, this is
Yes.
long
That's when he
before
was actually
that.
fighting.
yeah,
That's when he
right.
was still
Yeah.
fighting.
So if you don't know, George St. Pierre was Batroc in Winter Soldier,
Winter
the
Soldier.
second Captain
Bat Rock
America
the
movie.
Leaper, yeah.
Now I thought it was weird they never called him Batroc in this
I think
show.
they're gearing it up. Rumor is, and this may not happen or not, I don't know, that episode 3 is going to focus more heavily back on Batroc. And supposedly the big rumor is Omega Red is going to be with him.
Oh, that'd be cool. Well,
Yeah.
they're going to see Zemo in this, which we'll get into that when we get to episode 2 or whatever. But yeah, they're definitely
ended.
leading towards bigger, and they have mentioned other people that they haven't shown yet. That I mean, they're building. That's what they do every time. They're building towards something.
We know they're already talking that the other rumor is at the very end of this Winter Soldier thing that they're going to have Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh, that'd be cool if he's
And-
Red Hulk.
They're going to set up a Thunderbolts.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah.
That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
That's another big rumor.
Yeah,
So
that'd
maybe
be
that'll
cool.
come true. That
I
would
hope
be
so.
cool.
That'd be neat. I thought it was weird though. Like I said,
Comics go up.
they did. Yeah, they didn't
It's
mention.
already like Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts comic, they're number 1. It was already, I wouldn't say super expensive. It was like a $70 book. It's
I
like
got that.
$170.
The
right
first
now.
one where Zemo is
It's
Citizen
on
V.
the cover, and it's got like I think it's
Atlas is the
I
big
think
guy.
it's the Hulk, or there's some big giant guy like holding out like
that's
this.
Well, the original team, was Baron Zemo.
Yeah, okay.
was
It was all-
Citizen V. Somebody was Atlas. He was the big guy. The Beetle was Mach 5.
Yeah.
Who is the?
Moonstar.
No, she's not on the original team. There's the chick that's Songbird. She was one of the bad guys, but I can't remember what her name was. Anyway, there was a bad team. There was a group of about 5 of them or whatever. They were all bad guys posing as good guys, and eventually that story gets flipped or whatever. But are you talking about the original team?
I'm talking the Thunderbolts number 1.
Well, that's what I've got. I mean, it is Thunderbolts number 1.
Well, then that's it. With the covers, he's like that right there. I can't remember who he's holding. If I had my phone, I'd pull a picture.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're talking about the one I have because I have that.
Well, it's up to $170. But
that's cool.
it keeps going up.
Yeah.
If they actually do something with that team, that'll be a $250.
Well, I mean, they're paving the way. Zemo's on the show next week. I mean,
I know.
Okay, so let's see. We covered all that.
And he's going to actually finally be in his actual get up.
Who?
Zemo.
Well, that's what I mean, I guess we can talk about that now. They show, they tease that they're going to talk to Zemo, that he knows the inner workings of Hydra. No, does he? Because in the movie, he was just a guy that was pissed because his wife got killed when the Avengers saved Sokovia.
Yeah.
What does he know about Hydra? I mean, he did know some of it because he figured out Winter Soldier's backstory and he got the code words and all that stuff so he could program Winter Soldier. But he doesn't know all of Hydra's inner workings.
Well,
and he wasn't a bad guy other than the fact that he just wanted revenge on them. I mean, he wanted to destroy Stark and Captain America because they destroyed his life. He was not a Hydra-level bad guy that was evil for the sake of evil or for power.
I think, though, he's really good at intel.
I guess.
Well, he has to be because he figured out how to play them all against each other. He figured out all that stuff. So he probably does. I mean, he figured out the Avengers inner work.
But is he evil by nature now? He did that originally because...
If you do that, you're evil.
Yeah, but he did it out of vengeance for... Then you're saying Batman's evil because he does his mission out of vengeance.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't kill a bunch of people.
Nobody. He's doing it in reverse opposite.
Batman killed a bunch of folks, whether you want to believe it or not.
I mean, I think, obviously, there's bystanders that get killed in these fights. But, I mean, he's not actively trying to kill people.
He ain't the Baron Zemo from the comics. The Baron Zemo from the comics was
evil
from day one. Now, I mean, he's turned it now. I guess
the whole
when he was
Thunderbolts thing, he's trying
it was a ruse to begin with. Right.
He's trying to get everybody to like them, and then he was going to sell. He's going to sell something to the highest bidders, some criminal intel. I read it the other day. So.
And I don't know where that goes. I know eventually they start like, hey, we are actually doing good. I don't know. Is Zemo still a good guy?
No, I think Zemo had no plans to ever be good.
No. I've read a bunch of stories where he was.
But I think all the other, he's good there in the whole Thunderbolts, supposedly.
But I've read some to where it gets back into his history or whatever, and he's not evil by nature in that. I mean, it's almost like they rewrote a bunch of his old. There's a lot of those stories to where like he does have some altruism. But
I think those other Thunderbolts guys, like I think they actually try to reform.
I believe they do.
Other than that
Moonstone. She's evil from day. Yeah,
she had no intent. It was just in her best interest to do it at the time. So
when Green Goblin, Norman Osborn takes over the Thunderbolts, like she's in there with him. Like, yeah, we're evil. Like,
but I think the rest of the team, I think that they try to reform themselves.
Yeah,
I'm not like by any means like I don't know everything about comics.
Shoot, me neither. The only reason I know anything about Thunderbolts is I thought Citizen V was a cool looking character. I thought Mach 5 was a cool looking character. And that was a 90s comic cover or whatever, so I bought it. Now, I didn't care about the team or whatever. It's just, I bought anything that said number 1 on it back in the 90s because that was going to make me rich.
Yeah. I thought...
if it had foil on the cover, number 1 on the cover, holograms, anything like that. Give it to me.
90s
Give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
All the X-Men.
Yeah, I still love it. The best thing was the Fatal Attractions. Like every X book did Fatal Attractions, and it had the little card with the hologram on. I love them.
Those are so... They're all right.
I knew what you was about to say.
They're okay.
I edited it.
They're okay.
They're awesome.
There's like one though that I think it's X Factor. Yeah. It was supposed to have a green hollow.
Yeah.
And they put a blue.
Yeah.
So the blue one's worth more.
I need to look and see. I've got that. I bought that was one of the 90s. I'm putting back. That's the good thing about 90s comics. You can enjoy your nostalgia for cheap because there's a lot of them that just ain't worth nothing.
Yes.
No, and
I bought a bunch of that stuff back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get really good condition comics.
Oh yeah.
That have went up just because of the movies and
or they introduced some loser character back then that now they've made a fortune off of.
Well, it's like
those crazy Batgirls.
Yeah. Deadpool was nothing for a long time.
What's crazy is his number 1 is up like $600, and then his second appearance
in
X-Force.
You mean his first appearance, not number 1?
Appearance.
Yeah. His first solo comic ain't worth nothing. I don't think much.
It's like $15. Yeah. But his second appearance is only like a $6 comic.
That's the way comics is. Comics is what they is.
They're crazy.
First cameo appearance, first cover appearance, first actual appearance,
first continuity.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Which I feel like a cameo. That's first appearance.
It is.
Me too.
That's the first time you see them.
Like just because they had a little side note in there,
Now
you can see them
in full color. Now I don't count a silhouette. That ain't. That's not
hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Right.
But if I can see you, I don't even think you got to talk.
No, I don't either. If I see full reveal,
that's first appearance.
Yeah.
What's the one that they're like in a poster or a? The comic where it shows like somebody's like in the background.
Oh, so
in the poster.
Next Men. So Hellboy makes his official appearance in Next Men like 21 or something like that. Well, come to find out, his first cameo or appearance, whatever you want to call it, is in a poster in like Next Men like 19 or something like that. There's a little poster in one of the panels with Hellboy, and it says something like Hellboy.
Did they treat that as? Do they call that cameo?
It became a cameo, so it used to be a worthless comic.
Yeah. Probably a lot of people didn't know.
Now you can't ever find it when you find the collections.
Right,
skip
that's the one they pull.
over it.
Right.
Well, you probably still could right now because it's just one of those things. I still don't think it's like a whole lot of people know.
It's weird you mentioned that. I just got that latest Hellboy movie that everybody hates. I just got it in the mail today. I haven't watched it, but
you've never seen it at all.
It's all right.
Yeah,
it's too scattered. Like the story. Yeah, Perlman was a good Hellboy. Yeah, those were good movies.
Yeah,
but this one's just too all over. And I tried to like it because I love Hellboy.
Yeah.
I even like the guy that played Hellboy.
Yeah.
But it's not that. And it's got Mia Djokovic, what her name is.
Yeah.
And she's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just not a good movie.
Well,
it could have been a good movie.
I'm planning on putting it on the shelf and leaving it there for 6 to 8 months. I might watch it. I might not.
Yeah.
But I got it. I got to have it. I got it.
Yeah. I don't know why you bought it.
How many DVDs do you have in your collection?
Oh my god!
Or are they just Blu-rays?
No. I've got. So what I do is
have VHS?
No, I don't. The only VHS I have are a few remnants. Like I have some Ninja Turtles that are like collectors. I think I've got the trilogy of Star Wars because everybody in the country was required to buy it by law when it came out on special edition.
We've got like 3 of them in the store right now.
Yeah,
that just came in.
But so what I do have a bunch of DVDs. But the reason I do is I rip DVDs, and once I rip the DVD, I put it in a box and put it in the closet or whatever because I download them to my iPad and I play those in the background at work and stuff like that. Or anytime I watch a video, I'm watching the one that I rip. So, yes, I've got thousands of DVDs. But if it's new movies, like all the MCU and that kind of stuff, I buy them day one usually on Blu-ray and get the digital copy off that. So I watch the Blu-ray once to get my money's worth, and then from then on, I'll never touch that Blu-ray again. I watch the digital copy.
You know, they came out with that Phase 1 special edition.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
It's
brief, like a start.
It is cool, but
Yeah.
I like the idea that I've got the day one versions of all of them, like as they came out.
We had that for like a hot minute. And it did not make it.
No, I don't think it was.
Cool. It had like the character files and stuff in them, like
I love that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of times I will buy that in addition to the ones that I have just because it's neat.
If I was going to collect DVDs or get those would be the like steelbooks. Like the few DVDs that I got all the Star Wars. And I got them all in steelbook.
Yeah, they came in the store and we kept those.
I'm the opposite way, and it's the way with comic books. It's the way with video games. It's the way with anything. I do not want the limited edition. I don't want the variant cover on a comic. I don't want a limited edition or a day one edition of a video game, and I don't want a steelbook. I want the hands down vanilla copy that was at Walmart on the shelf. The one, if you ever see a picture of something, that's the picture you see.
Yeah,
I'm that way with everything. I don't want limited edition on nothing. I don't know why.
I don't really care about DVDs, period, anyways.
But my favorite one's been that Child's Play steelbook.
Some of the steelbooks are awesome.
Yeah, they're expensive too, man. Once they get out of print.
Like Day of the Dead type looking on it. It's cool looking.
That is.
It's like a $30 loose. Open.
Once the DVD goes out of print.
Oh my gosh,
they skyrocket.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a guy we know, Cody. I seen that he had a video the other day on his YouTube channel. I think it's like Power Rangers Samurai or one of those samurai seasons. They're not making it no more, and the complete season Blu-ray's up to like $100. I'm like, that is insane.
Yeah, there's some of them that are that way. When it gets out of print, it's hard to get them.
Those animes
those animes.
Animes are crazy.
Animes go way up when you can't get those.
Well, and that's because it's hard to get day one, and they're definitely, unless it's some big name, they're never going to reprint them. They were lucky they got printed.
Oh yeah.
Did you get him?
No, I don't know. Maybe
you didn't get him.
I smacked the table anyway.
You did.
All right. So, do we have anything else from the first episode? They was basically just reintroducing them. Hey,
well, they showed that Flag Smasher.
They did show a picture of the and they named the one guy they named the group. They didn't know who the main guy was.
But it showed that they got the super serum.
Did they? Well, they. But that was just
six of them or something, or is the whole?
But in the first episode, they just showed a picture. They didn't actually show him in action in the first one. I didn't think
that's
they did.
That's when he beat the crap out of that Torres guy.
That's the second episode.
No, that's the first episode.
That's the first episode.
Trust me.
Second one.
Well, I don't trust you, but I'll take your word.
Trying to get away.
Okay. It doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Beat the crap out of the guy.
So
and if they follow the comics, I can't remember what his name is, but his grandson's gonna have powers too.
Yeah, that's second episode. Isaiah Bradley's grandson is Patriot
from Young Avengers.
I think he gets his powers through a blood transfusion.
No. Listen here. So that was the big storyline in Young Avengers. He claims that yes, I got a blood transfusion from my grandfather. If you read that a few issues more, what the Young Avengers are fighting against is a mutant growth hormone, MGH they call it. And come to find out, Patriot is a junkie for MGH. He never got a blood transfusion from his grandfather. He's got powers because he's taking this illegal drug, and that's the whole storyline. So he's
kind of like
The Boys.
Yeah. So what's the name of The Boys?
So what it is the writer of that comic, whatever his name was, actually had a personal struggle in his life with steroids, and he wanted to write that into the.
Really?
I read that. Yeah.
So he has to keep taking the drug to keep having his powers?
Now, I don't know how that eventually plays out, because I would imagine that eventually he probably did get real power somehow. But that was the story, that he got a blood transfusion from his grandfather, but that's not true.
Well, you would think, too. So, like, if I had the super soldier serum.
He was conceived before that. There was something wrong with the timeline to where that didn't work out.
Well, I was going to say, though, you would think, like, if I had a child.
That you pass it down.
Grandson.
Maybe not all of it, but you would think to a certain degree they would be stronger, faster than
if it's on a genetic level and not something else. Yeah, you would think so.
Well, you would have to go there and change your genetics.
Look, we're talking about stuff that doesn't exist.
I know, but I'm
just saying about time travel.
Yeah, let's don't do that right now.
I'm saying, like, theoretically.
Yeah, I would think so.
It alters your DNA.
And that was why he came up with the story. But when they got to checking into it, the timeline didn't line up to where that could even be a possibility. And he was a junkie for that medication. I don't know how that ended up.
So does he end up keeping powers?
You'd have to continue reading that Young Avengers, which is a good book. Has some weird stuff in it, but it is a good book overall.
They're definitely setting that up for the MCU.
I hope so. They never called him by name, I don't think. They never said his name's Eli. But they never said his name. And they never said Bradley, but the guy's name's Isaiah Bradley. And so apparently after Captain America disappeared into the war, they were continuing to experiment on people, and this particular study was experimenting on African Americans, and they got one right with him, and he had his own book. I think what year was that? It was 2003. It's called Red, White, and Black, and it was the story of Isaiah Bradley as Captain America during those times.
What, he's there in Vietnam era? Well, I know in the show they made it out like he was in the Vietnam
I guess that's
era.
but they would have had to for it to be modern day. Well, I don't know. I never read the book. I don't guess I knew that the book existed. The only reason I knew anything about Isaiah was through Patriot and them saying that was his grandfather, and the story that went along with that. I never knew anything about this Red, White, and Black. Never read it. Looked interesting.
It's been popped up Key Collector.
I'll bet you she's skyrocketing right now. If it hadn't already.
I think it's like up to $60 right
yeah.
now. And you can used to get it real cheap.
Hey, that'd be one to go ahead and get today if you got it.
I think so, yeah.
I do. I don't know if that guy will ever come back into the show, Isaiah.
They're not done with that. They wouldn't have dropped that like that.
I don't know.
They're going to do something with it. He's going to explain something.
I don't know. That was the only way that all they had to do with him was to reveal that there were more super soldiers.
You know what,
and now they've led into that the Flag Smashers have a super soldier serum, so they technically don't have to come back to him for anything.
Well, I bet he's going to be the one that convinces Sam to take up the Captain America mantle.
I think Sam's going to come to that realization on his own. I think they're writing this to where Sam's the main character.
Well, you showed in
Winter
that one
Soldier's
episode,
almost a support character in this.
Oh, he's definitely
he
comes off supporty right now.
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Right.
What's Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Right.
But there's a part in that where Sam turns back and looks at his house. Like they're not done with that. They're going to come back to that.
I'd be surprised, but I hope they do. It seems cool.
Oh, they're definitely coming back. One thing, they have to set up the Young Avengers. They're already smallly doing it. So they had Ant-Man's daughter, full grown, after the
Cassie.
blimp. She's statue or whatever.
But she starts out as Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's daughter is confirmed to be in the Hawkeye show. So that's already 2 of them right there.
Is that right?
And then they already had Scarlet Witch's 2 children who are part of the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
So they're setting it up.
She's got 2 kids in the Young Avengers.
Wiccan and Speed are both her kids.
Are they? Okay.
They're twins.
Okay. I don't know. I remember Wiccan. No, I have not seen WandaVision at all.
You didn't watch that at all?
No. This is before we do the podcast. I probably wouldn't have watched Falcon and Winter Soldier until 7 or 8 months down the road, unless we needed to talk about it. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I told you I sat at my desk at home and I'm like, that's an hour. I could not do that, and then I don't.
WandaVision starts out slow.
That's what I've heard.
But every episode just gets.
Well, that's one good thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier. It starts out with the action. Yeah. Sam's on that mission. Step 1, it goes.
I already like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Way better.
I'm sure.
Than WandaVision.
I mean, that's just more our stuff. That's more our kind of stuff.
More my gear.
Right.
And maybe one day we'll get Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow.
Oh, that
maybe this year, maybe.
Kick that thing back to June. Disney is so dumb for not just putting it out there.
They should have shotgun. They've got Disney Plus.
Yeah,
put it out there.
Yeah. Which I guess they're going to wait and do one at a time now. So
I guess
I'm telling you, Disney is so greedy.
Yeah, they want every dime of it that they can
know
make.
that if they can't put it in the theaters, it's going to hinder how much they can make. And I'm sure they got a lot of money tied up into these movies. Scarlett Johansson's not cheap.
So much money.
Yeah. If it don't make $1 billion, it's a failure now.
Yeah. If it don't make $5 billion.
I know, right?
Avengers made so much money.
So much money.
But
all the toys.
Just put it on Disney.
And all the toys they're going to make off of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
For a fee, like they did with Mulan.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they didn't do that because I think you could get. The problem with that is I paid $20. And I got 10 people sitting around the room watching it, whereas we go to the theater, everybody's paying $13, $15 a piece.
And then the theaters.
Well, that's why they that Mulan was expensive.
It was $30, I think, wasn't it? New?
And you didn't get to keep it, I don't think.
No,
it was basically like a rental.
It was a rental.
Yeah.
So if I was Disney, what I would do, even if you didn't have a Disney Plus subscription, we release it straight to Disney Plus. And if you want to log in just to buy that movie, you can log in and just buy that movie without ever getting the subscription. And then maybe once you buy the movie, you get like a 48 access to Disney Plus, and then maybe you could upsell a bunch of Disney Plus.
You could.
Maybe they just do it like Vudu, and you rent it on Vudu, and you get it for once you play it, you got it 24 hours.
The thing about it is, though, we're thinking about it as from the consumer standpoint.
Yeah.
From their standpoint, they have nothing to lose. You will wait 2 or 3 years to see that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
you do not. It does not matter. And in regardless of what we say right now, as soon as that movie comes out, I don't know if I'll go to the theater to watch it because a lot of times I'm a sucker to just wait for the Blu-ray anyway. Unless it's a big movie like Avengers, I'll go watch that at the theater. Black Widow, she's fine, but I don't have to see it. I can wait on the Blu-ray for that. But there's a ton of people that ain't that way.
It's going to work against them because
I don't think so.
It's already hot. It's nobody. It's,
they've already released
like you just
the
said,
Funko
nobody cares
Pops,
about.
They've released the figures.
Yeah,
Funko
but
Pops aren't
we
worth
still don't
nothing.
know anything about what happens in that movie.
Yeah, but who cares too? She's dead.
Yeah.
I never cared.
That's what I'm saying. Like people don't really care. They want to see it just because it's a Marvel.
But
movie.
it's done. It's in the can.
fight.
And there's a lull other than these Disney Plus shows to work before they can say that again. Before they can say we've got another one done and queued up. If we wait right now, if we hold Black Widow, the day that comes out on theater, we start shooting whatever the next one is, and we're back on schedule.
By the time well, see, the thing is already almost done with Eternals. It comes out sometime this year, so it'll be summertime. Ready
So that
to go
puts them right back on
There's
schedule.
a couple coming out this year, aren't there? When does Loki?
Shang-Chi. Well, that's a TV show. But
I know,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When does
Loki
that come
will
out?
come on right after. The way they're doing these shows is as one show ends, there's a little lull, and then another show comes on.
Got
so
like 1 week. In
you had like
between.
what 2 weeks, and then
Something like
from
that.
one division.
I think it was a perfect storm. I think if we're talking about pre-Disney Plus Disney and all of their now, obviously they have the Disney Channel or whatever, and they got a ton of income. I'm not saying that golly they'd be broke without Disney Plus, but I'm saying for as far as their video stuff, they had Disney Plus, so they had another source of revenue from their film stuff because they've got however many hours of MCU stuff that they put up on Disney Plus that just happened to launch pretty close to when coronavirus shut everything down. So they were getting the money. There's no benefit to them putting out Black Widow. They can have their cake and eat it too. We've got Disney Plus. You're going to pay us. You're going to watch every WandaVision's coming. All the new stuff that came out on their service is coming. We've got that already done and it's scheduled for when it's going to be out. There's no benefit to them putting Black Widow out until they can guarantee as much money as however much it's going to make when it goes to the theater.
And
I think it will. I think it will because there's been such a lull since the last one. I think people, when a tentpole movie like that comes back to theaters, when everybody's not scared of it or whatever, and they'll let you sit more than 6 feet away from somebody in the theater, I think people are going to rush out and they'll be back. I'm not saying that it will be their most successful movie, but I think it might do better than it would have in normal situations.
It's going to look like it's done good just because right now, like King Kong Godzilla and overseas has broken all the records for this year. Nobody can go to the movie theaters, right. So I think
they'll be fine either way, and I'll watch it either way. I don't really care. It's not hurting me. I hated it when they were talking when Avengers ended up being 2 movies instead of 1. I hate going to see a movie, getting hung in the middle, and waiting a year for the next one to come out. I'm not that way with Black Widow. If it comes out this year, if it comes out 2 years from now, I'm fine with it either way.
Yeah, so I'll eventually see it.
I'll see it, right?
I want to see all the action.
I'm gonna watch it because I'm a sucker for MCU movies. I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah.
I mean, I even watched the horrible Captain Marvel.
Oh. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of how Black Widow is. It's kind of like a Captain Marvel movie. It's pointless, not really needed.
Yeah.
Just a filler movie, just to give you a backstory.
Yeah.
But if we get this new,
but she's already dead though.
But they're setting up her Yelena or whatever to be the new Black Widow, and maybe we love her. Maybe when she gets, I really like that actress a whole lot better than I like Scarlett Johansson. Because I can't detach people from their real world personas. So you say something I get mad about in the real world or whatever, I'm gonna hold it against Black Widow. It's like me and hers. It's the same thing.
I like Scarlett Johansson.
She's fine. She's fine.
I really don't even know who's playing the other chick.
I was just thinking her name before we.
Too, is that they bring up people you don't really know.
Yeah. Pew. Something. Is it Francis?
Make stars.
Yeah, they make stars.
They really do.
A nobody.
If you could ever get in with them making a movie, you're set.
I mean, even
forever.
Chris Evans, he'd been in a bunch of movies.
The Human Torch.
And The Losers.
Yeah.
But Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, but they made me like him, and now I can't stand him.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, they take people who are
That's
relatively unknown.
Yeah.
and they build them into. I mean, other than
Tony Stark.
Robert Downey Jr.
He was the only like major.
But he's the foundation. They spent money up front to get who they needed to carry this whole series.
It's perfect. I saw a thing the other
better.
day that showed how much they paid him in like the first Iron Man.
It couldn't have been enough.
Oh, it was hardly nothing.
Yeah, I know.
It was hardly
you think about where Robert Downey Jr. was before the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
He wasn't a household name anymore. If he was talking about it, it's because he was on TMZ for something he got busted for.
So I mean, it was good for both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but oh gosh, by the time he started like the second or third, by like the third Iron Man, he was making like millions of dollars.
Well deserved.
And
if anybody in that whole
millions in Avengers,
if there's ever been an actor worth his money, it's because of his work in the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks like him.
He does,
which is crazy.
He looks like what I think Tony.
He
Stark
looks like him, but he really don't. When you read Tony Stark,
Playboy.
Ronnie Stark's not not really in the comic books. Now it may be that way. I'm sure it is now because I'm sure comic Iron Man is movie Iron Man now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But if you go back to the '60s and through the '70s and '80s. He's not a cut up like he is in that. He's not all constantly cracking wise and stuff like that. He's mainly like, oh my gosh, like I could die at any second, and I've got this company I'm running, and I'm Iron Man. Like he's all put upon. He becomes an alcoholic because of all this stuff. Like it ain't the way Robert Downey Jr. made. Now I like what Robert Downey Jr. did, but
I'd rather have what it is.
Oh my gosh, it wouldn't have worked out if they'd have stuck to. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out.
Well,
he did
also,
look similar to him, but he didn't act like him.
Iron Man was a B-list comic character.
Now I'll tell
you
why.
When you got a B-list comic character, you're getting B-list writers.
I'll put him on B level because if anybody was going to have a foil embossed 1990s cover, it was Iron Man. I got so many of them. Like every third issue is a foil embossed cover from the 90s with Iron Man going like this on it.
Yeah, but that's great. Like 90% of 90s comics.
It is. But Iron Man was the leader of the group.
He probably has more suits than anybody.
Which I'm fine with that. So that's the only reason I care anything. That's the only reason anybody cares anything about Iron Man is his suits.
There's so many.
Who cares about it? Like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor. He made him a compelling character. But if you take the Iron Man suit out of that movie, I'm not as interested as I was.
I don't know. He's just a rich dude.
Yeah,
he's like Batman.
Well, he's not even Batman.
Not even Batman because Batman's got a bunch of cool crap. What? If you take if you take Batman out of his gadgets and the bat suit and the Batmobile, I don't care about Batman either. You know. No, I'm here for the gadgets. I'm here for the cool stuff.
Like hand-to-hand combat without the suit, Tony gets beat by probably everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see him holding his own. We're Batman's
more deadly. Yeah, he's nearly as deadly without anything.
Yeah, he don't need anything.
Yeah, he just uses that for a little bit of an advantage.
He can throw down.
Yeah.
But Tony just, I don't know. Yeah. He don't seem like he can throw down.
All right, so let's get back to the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yep.
So we're pretty much up to episode 2, I guess.
Yep.
So we're talking about the Flag Smashers.
And didn't they start releasing toys already for pre-order?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So the Flag Smashers though.
Yep.
So that what Marvel does is they say, let's look back at what has been done in the comic books, and we'll take some things, some names and stuff like that, some trademark properties, and we'll give them a new spin. But all the people that are hardcores or whatever is like, oh, I remember that, you know. So Flag Smasher was not a group of people originally; it was a guy, and his name was Carl Morgenthau.
Well, he started it. It's still a terrorist organization.
But hold on a minute. So the guy's name was Flag Smasher. His name was Carl Morgenthau. The chick in the show, they gender bend it, and her name is Carly Morgenthau. Yeah. So it's the same name with an I on the end of it.
Yeah,
and so it may have turned into an organization originally, but he was his message was the same thing. He was like World Without Borders, like completely anti-nationalist. He wanted a new world order, one world, one government and all this. Or I don't know if he wanted a government, but he didn't want any borders or whatever. So the idea was taken from a classic character, like it always is.
Yeah.
Just they made it a group instead of a dude.
They're good at that.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Which it works. I mean.
Yeah.
I imagine that she's probably gonna get killed pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I don't think the focus is going to end up being on her particularly. I think it's going to be the group.
Yeah.
So that was another. So then that's one thing that they mentioned just by name. You didn't really see anybody, but they mentioned the Power Broker's men. Yeah. So the Power Broker, which it's a weird wraparound or whatever, but the Power Broker Inc. was a company. That's who gave John Walker his powers in the comic books, or his superhuman strength or whatever in the comic books. Now they haven't alluded.
Who gave them?
It's theirs. Right, exactly. I'm thinking that they stole it, most likely. But they allude to the Power Broker's men rather than a company. They allude to it probably being a person, which eventually it was. Like not the original Power Broker, but in 2008 in the Avengers: The Initiative Annual #1, they introduced a character that was a guy named the Power Broker, and I'm sure that that's what they're going to take off. It's going to be a guy.
Oh yeah.
That battle what was his name?
Battlestar.
And John Walker are somehow going to get the serum.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I'm curious about it because that was another thing at the end. So Falcon and Winter Soldier go to jail, and they have their little heart-to-heart in the prison or whatever, and they've come to find out the reason they're getting out is because John Walker spoke up for them, and they go outside and they're like, look, y'all got rules, we don't. You're gonna be if we sign up with you guys, we're gonna be hindered. We can be better as free agents.
Yeah.
And John Walker's like, well, stay out of our way.
Yeah.
Teasing, it's like there's gonna be some opposition here. They're not on the same team, so it's leading to kind of like Steve Rogers and John Walker, like. This is going to culminate with a battle between the two. They won't be the full-on adversaries. I'm not saying John Walker's going evil, but there's going to be some clash. There's going to be some friction before this is all over with.
But I feel like for sure they're going to get those powers because on that little scene where they're fighting, he can't. I mean, he obviously can. Fight,
he got the crap kicked out of him.
I was about to say
he can throw the.
He threw the shield
really
awesome.
Hard.
Yeah, he threw the shield really awesome. But he was so outmatched.
Oh,
yeah,
he can throw the shield so well either.
He can't.
Well,
I mean,
super strength.
It took his agility and stuff well, that was one of the things when, in the comics, Winter Soldier becomes Captain America before Falcon's ever even considered as Captain America. And so they were trying it out after Steve Rogers is gone. They're trying it out on a few people, and one of the people that they tried out with was Hawkeye. They were bouncing around the idea of Hawkeye taking over as Captain America, and he was one of the few that could handle the shield. That shield was breaking people's arms and killing people. Like, you can't just use that like Captain America did it, but Hawkeye could because he's naturally gifted in that.
Athletic.
Yeah, and his spatial awareness or whatever, like just the same thing as shooting an arrow or whatever. He could see things before they happen, so he could do it. He eventually, obviously, he turned the role down and they gave it to exactly, and they eventually gave it to Winter Soldier.
Byron Ferguson, who lives
exactly, yeah. He's awesome.
I forget what they call that a certain style of vision.
Yeah,
where you're basically your brain can calculate and anticipate.
It's a skill
where it's going to be.
It's the same thing as why Michael Jordan is good at basketball. He has a spatial awareness. He knows he can feel the distance from him to the hoop, the same as that guy can from him to his target.
It's crazy watching him shoot those aspens.
They're like I know. They're like there's like a computer operating in their brain. Like, it's just something you just can't see it.
Yeah. He's a real world.
I know it. He absolutely. Yeah, you do not want to be on the receiving end of that dude's arrow.
No. Shooting through those wedding rings.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean,
shooting quarters, shooting aspirins, whatever you want to put in front of him, he can tag
it. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy somebody can do that. But there's on that what was that show, Stanley Superhumans?
Yeah.
There was a guy that could do that with throwing knives.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so I mean he could
a cool show.
That would be cool.
I did like that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was basically just like that Byron Ferguson. Like, you could throw something up, he could throw that throwing knife at it, hit it every time.
The one episode I think I saw of that show was a guy that he wasn't super strong. He wasn't even that big, but he could take like a carpenter's hammer and he just put it over his leg and he'd work on it a little bit. Before long, he's got it bent completely in half.
The guy that was rolling
skillets.
Yeah. And he held back the two.
That's what I'm talking
motorcycles.
About. Right, and they did all these tests on him or whatever, and found out that like his muscle fibers fire faster than a normal human's or whatever. And it's like he wasn't actually any stronger. I guess he utilized the strength he had better than what most people do or something. They come up with some kind of reason for it or whatever. But that's the one episode of that show I saw.
They claim we only use like 10% of our muscle. If you could
Allegedly.
actively engage all your muscles in your body at one time, we could probably lift tons.
Maybe.
I've also saw
your
studies
bones
too
probably can't handle
that'd be the thing.
Count
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's probably some form of truth to that in some way.
Well, that guy was stronger than he could do stuff I couldn't do, and he was not huge.
Technically,
there's something going on there.
I mean, we're all designed the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, theoretically, what one can do, we all can do.
You have the potential to maybe. I don't know.
So I mean, if there's a way to tap into your muscle and your mind in a certain way, you could do what all these other guys could do. To a degree.
Maybe.
I'm not as big as the mountain, so I can't handle as heavy load as the mountain.
Right. There's eventually you don't have the foundation for
my bones can't handle that.
And I found that out too. I'm not lifting every day, but when I did, you would definitely find your weak spots. You're like, I have the capacity to do this, but until this other area is developed, I can't support it.
Yeah.
There's so much, your muscles and bones and everything are all tied together to where you can't just focus on one and get strong everywhere. You got to build the foundation.
I tell you what's funny. This is way off topic. Have you ever seen that Russian guy? He's a little skinny guy, but he injects that oil into his biceps.
I believe I have seen that.
His biceps are like
massive.
This big.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's so stupid, but it's just that oil.
Yeah, it's just a pocket of fluid.
Yeah, and he had to have them.
He's disgusting.
He had to have them cut open because they were getting infected, and he's right back to doing it again.
People like that won't learn.
And he literally has no muscle.
Right.
he competed in those Russian slap contests, you know?
Yeah.
Those are so funny.
And he does arm wrestling, and it's like, bro, those aren't even real muscles.
Yeah. Does he lose?
I go down
he
those
loses.
rabbit holes on Facebook too, watching those videos.
Oh, well, I've watched. There's some Canadian guy. They'll sit up at the mall and arm wrestle. You know what I'm talking about? You probably. I guarantee you, if you've watched arm wrestle videos, you've seen this.
He's
guy.
the guy with the jack.
Massive arms.
He's not that big, but he's
but
like
his arms.
biceps,
Oh
yeah.
my god,
He just
he's
sits and does
some
curls
kinda-
all day.
He
must.
does do a lot. I've
Yeah.
watched a bunch of his training. That dude's training videos.
I've watched where he'll set up outside a mall and you pay him
If it's
$10 to arm wrestle and,
if it's the
and he
same
just
guy.
destroys everything. It's got to be.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude's like a world champion.
Oh,
arm
he is,
wrestler.
yeah. And they've even got a show that's like WWE or whatever, where they all have their personalities and they come out and arm wrestle, and he's like a heel on the show or whatever. It's weird.
That
It's
sounds like something that they would put on in Japan.
it's so crazy. Yeah, it's like y'all are arm wrestling, like, and you got to have a persona to arm wrestle. It's
That's
like,
funny.
It's
Well, you
weird.
know,
He's on that show though.
turn up the drama, you know.
Yeah,
People
oh,
are just
yeah.
a sucker
Yeah.
for it.
I watched some of it, whatever it was. I watched some
I've
of
watched
it.
him arm wrestle a bunch of people, and
Me
he
too.
just
And there's a
dominates
lot
them.
of people that are really good at arm wrestling.
Well, arm wrestling
if
is
you
one
follow
of those
that.
one things like
Technique.
it's heavily technique mixed in with strength. Like I have fairly strong arms, but I'm suck at arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I always have.
Yeah.
Probably always will.
A lot of tricks on
But
that.
like when it comes to like wrestling, you know, one of my top abilities was always, you know, having good control through people through my arms, you
Yeah.
know. But when it comes to arm wrestling, I'm horrible.
Yeah.
I wonder who does better though. Someone with like a short arm or somebody with like a long arm.
I think
would
a
assume
long
that-
arm.
I would think
You
a
think a long
short.
arm?
Well, I would think a short because the
they'll be a
longer, the further it out, your
disadvantage.
opponent gets more leverage.
Yeah.
The longer the
Yeah.
lever, the easier it is to move the end of it. So the shorter arm's always going to be
'Cause
harder
they're
to
just gonna
move.
go,
Yeah, absolutely. That's physics, man. There's no fighting that.
Well-
It's the same thing as that jack we were out there with. If you could have made that arm on that farm jack 10 feet longer, we could have lifted that container out there.
Well, you know, that guy that we were talking about, he's got long arms.
He's jacked though, and that's not to say that it's the same thing. Like I can shoot a basketball, and Michael Jordan can shoot a basketball. He'll beat me every time. There's some people just gonna be better at doing something than I am.
Yeah, that dude's forearms are massive.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could fill out a t-shirt pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was doing all right.
But he does
wears
do a
the
lot of
mediums.
curls.
Yeah.
I watched those videos.
So I had a couple questions, and these both came from episode 2. So, did in the movies? Now I know that the Russians fished, or Hydra, I suppose. In the comic books,
Hell
it was the
Hydra.
Russians. Yeah, Hell Hydra. They fished Bucky out of the water. You know, after he had his arm blown off, and
Yep.
and they reprogrammed his mind, gave him his robot arm, and he became the Winter Soldier. It's one of the best stories in comic books. Have you ever read it?
No, I've never read it.
Go back and read it. It was I can't remember what year it was, but it was in the
more
early
modern.
aughts. It was like 2004, 2006, something like that. They restarted. It was like Captain America Volume whatever, where they started back with issue 1, and it tells the story of the Winter Soldier. One of the, I know nobody stays dead in comic books, and Bucky was one of the last holdouts. Bucky and Gwen Stacy were the last holdouts. Whatever, and they brought Bucky back. I love the Winter Soldier. I'm fine with that. It's one of the best stories. Like, you don't care about Captain America. I never did growing up. My favorite thing about Captain America growing up was one time he turned into a werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
Cap Wolf. Yeah, that was my favorite thing about Captain America. The only thing I really
like
knew
those
about
figures,
it. Oh,
or
yeah,
that
it's
figure.
great. It's great.
Yeah.
The book's
It is.
goofy too, but we had those comics when we were kids. That's why I loved it. But it's one of the best stories in comics I've ever written. It goes back and it fills in. It takes somebody that they clearly wrote off 50 years ago, and completely documents a story of what's been happening since he disappeared. And it's like this always happened and we just didn't know it. You know, I mean, and they can do that. Retconning's a thing. They know what hasn't been told, so they know what they can say and what they can't
It
say.
works
Yeah.
good too with somebody that's an assassin style character.
He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
supposed to be seen. He's
Yeah,
supposed to be a
because-
shadow, and
Yeah,
that's
you
exactly
never know who actually
that's exactly the way they
killed
play
the
it.
person.
That's exactly the way they play it. They've done that with Winter Soldier, and they also did it with. There was an issue of Wolverine where they did a similar thing to where when Professor X reached out, when the original X-Men were on the island of Krakoa, and he had to put together the new X-Men team. You know, the cover of Giant Size X-Men or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? When Colossus came along and Nightcrawler and all them.
the team we think of. when
The
we think
team when you
X-Men.
think, the Jim Lee team of X-Men or whatever. Yeah, so they came back and retconned Wolverine's part in that or whatever, to where he was actually a plant on the team to I guess he was working for the Canadian government at the time. And I don't remember what issue this was where I read this or whatever, but it was one of those same things. Like, they retconned and it was like, this makes perfect sense. Like, they thought of everything, you know, and that's the way the Winter Soldier was. Super good comic book. But my point is, I don't remember. I know they brainwashed him. In the movies, did they ever allude to the fact that that Bucky received a super soldier serum?
Yeah.
Where? Because
that scene where they have him all strapped up into the.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, when they're doing that, that's just them shocking him and wiping his brain. As far as they know, Erskine created the super soldier serum, and nobody else has done it since. Because they're surprised to find out that the Flag Smashers have a super soldier serum. Bucky knew that Isaiah, is it Isaiah? He knew that Isaiah was a super soldier, but other than him, he didn't know about any other one.
I think, did they just say something about it, though, after Cat went missing, and then Bucky, volunteered for it or something like that?
But they don't have the formula. They can't recreate. They can't recreate.
Bucky had already been missing before Cat.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So that wouldn't work. But
so they did the super soldier serum one time in the MCU and got it right. But I mean, obviously they did it twice because Isaiah exists. So they at some point they got it right again.
Yeah.
But they've never said that Bucky ever received any kind of. Now they may be implying that now that they've said we do have other super. Maybe they're implying that. But as far as I know, up until now, Bucky has been a trained assassin with a robot arm. But that's it.
Well, it's one of those things too, though, where the guy although that guy got killed, the guy that made it,
Erskine, yeah.
All of his documents had to still exist.
Well, no, they didn't because they had all of his documents and they could not recreate it. They were saying they call Captain America. I think it's called a Hieronymus machine or something like that, and it's basically saying that Erskine's wheel is the only reason that the serum even succeeded one time. They've never been able to recreate the super soldier serum, other than obviously they did with Isaiah. And I'm not saying that's the same super soldier serum. But that's what they say. They say that it was just his sheer will the only reason it worked one time. And they could never recreate it. Because otherwise, if the government could recreate Captain America, you think we wouldn't have a million Captain Americas in the comics or movies or whatever. They never could get it right. Well, but my point is, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, they still have the documents. So they still have the formula to
get
it.
And that's what they were...
keep experimenting, and then obviously they're going to get it right with Isaiah. And it's probably like it is with these Power Bros and these Flag Smashers. Probably everybody they were trying on probably gets powers for a little while.
I think that's what it is.
They go insane because I think that happens at Battlestar in the comics. I think he goes it makes him insane.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I know eventually they come to find out that's for some reason calling they allude that calling that guy Bucky is racist for some reason. I didn't get the point of it or whatever, but that's why they changed his name to Battlestar. And he was a hero for a while or whatever, but it's just one of them things where he shows up in the background of a couple stories, but they never used him for anything.
Yeah,
really.
just kind of like a throwaway character that Marvel loves doing stuff
That's
with.
what they do. Yeah.
They're good at
I
it.
bet you he'll be big now. I guarantee you. Sometime next year, Battlestar will show up in some comics, and he'll be a recurring character.
We'll for sure get an action figure.
I think you will.
So, on the Bucky thing, it said that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that he was injected with a serum similar to Rogers while he was a prisoner of Hydra in 1943.
And that makes sense because he's highly athletic. I mean, he's doing a bunch of crazy stuff. But the reason I asked that was when they show the scene where the trucks pull away from the warehouse, where after they've loaded all that crap up, and you see the Flag Smashers and they're loading all that junk in the trucks. When the two trucks take off, Bucky just takes off and he's running
so fast.
And he's running like a little rabbit away. He looks so stupid. I mean, it was a bad CGI. It looked weird.
And
I was like, well, yeah, right. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, he's just a dude with a metal arm. What's he running so fast for? But I mean, if they're alluding that he was, they've just never explicitly said that he was enhanced.
Well, obviously, it's a different kind of serum though, because it says on here that Steve Rogers was the first and only recipient of the perfected serum. So obviously, Hydra got a hold of something and had to recreate their own.
Well, they had so many moles.
Stealing things.
Even in the when it gets currently, I mean, the Crossbones dude, he's a Hydra man, So I mean, they just infiltrated. They had to steal.
All they have to say is we come up with a super steroid.
And they had to water it down and make their own version.
I'm not saying that obviously they could come. There's some reason that he's stronger than everybody else, faster than everybody else. I'm just saying they've never said that explicitly. It's just kind of been implied.
Go into it.
I bet they will. I bet they'll touch back on it now that he's revealed that there are super soldier serums and that he's got something in him. I'm sure they'll revisit that because his whole life is about flashbacks.
Yeah, especially he went to Isaiah.
Right.
Since he went back to him and he knew that he had it.
Yeah, because he said he ripped half his arm off. Like they've met back then, and fought each other, which would be a cool story. Let's hear that. And so that might be why they come back to Isaiah, showing some more flashbacks. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Right, he didn't even know. That's right.
Well, he was in ice.
Yeah,
how would he know?
Yeah, well, he didn't. He's saying he didn't tell. He said he never told him. He asked him, did Cap ever know? He's like, no, I never told him.
Yeah, we know Nick Fury ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah,
no, you can't believe nothing.
I'm for sure they're gonna do.
You don't even know if Nick Fury's dead or alive.
They're definitely gonna do a flashback with Isaiah.
I hope so.
I'm sure they will.
Because he has a cool look.
The cover of that book it's awesome. He's got like a do-rag.
Yeah, he wears that do-rag.
And he's jacked, like short sleeves. Like, it's a cool look.
I think he's got a super cool costume.
I'm
looks
really...
Like, what's his name in Predator?
I like the way it looks.
I'm really surprised that, and maybe they will now, that, you know, they pushed Falcon as Captain America a bunch. I mean, they've already got a character they could go back and get. Like, Isaiah Bradley exists. Like, I don't know why he doesn't have his own monthly comic, or at least a short run or whatever to get the character back out there. Yeah. That was back in 2003 that Red, White, and Black was.
That was a while.
That's almost 20 years ago.
Jeez.
And I never even knew about it back then.
I didn't know about it back then. I've only known about it in the last year or so just because it's one of those that pops up every now and then, like it used to pop up as an undervalued.
I'm gonna look for one. I think it's interesting. I guarantee it's probably on Marvel Unlimited. I'll look here in a minute, but I want to read it anyways. I don't have to own it necessarily, but I want to read it.
You can get it on eBay. You're gonna pay a little for it, run it.
Well, I'd rather read it for free.
2 weeks ago.
You probably got it out there in the box for 50 cents on the dollar. I'll probably go out there and grab it.
When we do next week's What's in the Comic Box, maybe we'll find one.
Yeah, and if I find it, I get it for whatever price it says. You can't change these when it's out.
We have a price.
That's right. Okay.
Unless you're like the guy that came into the store Saturday.
Yeah, let's hear about this. So, listen up, people.
Yeah, listen to this story.
Yeah, you're known, dude. You're known.
I know you.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Watch my cameras.
Yep.
So we got this guy.
Our cameras do work there.
Yeah, they do work.
And before he tells this story, this is the second time this guy's done this. Same guy.
So I'll give the pre-story. So I was checking this guy out. I don't know. It's 2 months ago probably, and it didn't dawn on me. So when I put I had a Megazord Build-A-Figure, and when I have figures like that, I put those little hangy tags on them with the price. He came up $25, and I was in my head. I didn't hit me then because we were busy, and then I was like, I asked Renee later.
Saturday.
I was like, I thought that Megazord was $50, and she's like, it is. I said, he swapped tags on it, and I'm pretty sure he done it on another figure. When I look back on it now, I had that another Build-A-Figure, and then I had that Loki 2-pack, Marvel Legend 2-pack.
Yeah.
I want to say it rung up like 25, and I think that's like $40.
Gosh.
So he came in Saturday.
This past Saturday. Checking him out. This time I'm kind of on to the guy. Yeah.
So I'm aware. And so as I'm checking him out, I'm like looking at all the stuff pretty closely.
Yeah.
We just put out some new figures.
Just put out some new figures. And so everything that I was checking up until I got to these two in question were okay. I don't think he done anything with them.
Yeah.
He's smart enough to know to not do it to everything.
Well, you make some regulars in. It's going to be obvious.
Yeah.
You might catch 6 out of 6, but yeah.
So I just put out the Netflix Daredevil Marvel Legend loose, and then that dude from Black Panther that came in the 2-pack with him and Killmonger.
Yeah, right, the Diplomat.
So he's like a $30 figure, and the other one, the Punisher's a $40.
Yeah.
So this dude takes in my bags, I have these loose figures in bags, and I have the price tag inside the bag. Yeah. He took price tags off of some cheap loose figures. So he put the
90s.
He put the Daredevil at $6.
Oh my gosh.
Or not Daredevil, but the Punisher.
Yeah.
And he put the other dude at $4.
Which is risky. This is your business.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you know every price in the store. But you know,
we literally just put those
a big
out
difference
too.
between $40 and $6. You know, we're not saying like I got $5 off.
Yes.
You might let that go. You might forget that, but you know that
there's
ain't a
no loose
figure.
Marvel Legends that are $6.
No.
Yeah, they're all
not
10.
even Captain Marvel.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, you put it on a character like Punisher or whatever. There's not a whole ton of real cheap Punisher.
And so I was like, ooh, these aren't the right prices. I was like, somebody has bag swapped.
Somebody.
I didn't want to. We were busy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make a scene. He had his little son with him. I'm not about trying to.
Yeah.
You know, I called it. I was out money the first time. He got me the first time. But he didn't get me this time, and he'll never get me again either. I didn't want to, embarrass him in front of his son. But I said it in a way that
let him know you're on
implied that, and like I said, he turned beet red. He wouldn't look at me. He was getting a little. You could tell he was like, "Oh, I'm caught."
Yeah,
that's
a high tension situation he's in right there at that point. Yeah,
I'm just like, come on now.
Yeah.
Just buy the figure.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money, just don't buy it.
Or put it on layaway. You got payment plans.
Layaway. Yeah. You can get a 3-month.
Don't try to steal from me.
Yeah, please don't.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm just a little small business here trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
But we saved the camera footage, so if it comes down to it again, I guess Trinity will
and I'll bet you probably skim around Facebook and come up with close to an address for somebody that knows him.
Sure.
It's easy to put those dots together.
Yeah.
At this point, he knows that I know.
Sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll realize that's wrong to do that.
Oh, I would just rather that guy just keep moving. Like we don't,
don't need that business.
Yeah, even if you're honest. Yeah, now if he comes in,
I'm a forgive and forget person. So
I'm a forgive and forget if you ask for forgiveness. Now, if you just expect that you got away with it, that's a little different story.
You're probably right there. Yeah. But I'll give the dude benefit of the doubt. I'll give him. Yeah. But next time he comes in, we watch him like a hawk.
For sure.
Yeah. Daggum sure.
Oh my gosh.
And like I said, we've had stuff stolen, but
you can't run a business without something going missing.
Yeah, obviously you run retail, somebody's gonna steal something.
Right.
But
that's the downside too of not having your checkout counter at the door.
Yeah.
But the only things that I've ever noticed that we know 100% were stolen was I had a bag of South Park figures. They were like $20 for the whole crew.
The day after we put it out.
And then they made these things in the 80s.
Didn't even waste time going back to look at the counter for that.
I like South Park. I didn't
have
no cash on me.
Yes.
You ain't gonna budge on your price, so you got stole from.
It's like we knew it was gone, but I was just like, you know what?
It ain't worth the trouble.
Going back on the cameras.
You know, like even with like a big box store like Walmart and all that, there's a certain amount of like if you don't steal anything over $10, Walmart don't even prosecute you. It's not worth their time.
Right.
They can't do nothing to you now if you're going out the door. They tell them don't.
But we also had these things from the 80s. They were called germs. They were in like a little test tube, and somebody stole all the blue ones.
That's weird.
And then I moved them up at the counter, and then none of them went missing anymore.
We have so many like I don't want to say it, dead zones in the store.
That's what I'm going to say. Like we might need to cut some of this out, but
it'll be all right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've actually got more cameras. I've got 5 more cameras that we're putting up.
The good thing is the community of people who buy action figures, comics, toys, video games. Are honestly
there's always going to be one
probably like some of
for every like 1,000
the best group of people you can run up on. They're most 99.9% of them are super honest.
Yep.
I mean, they're salted there. They're not going to do anything wrong.
Right.
You just get this like this.
They're
one
grateful
dude.
there's a store they can come shop
exactly.
I'm
not having to pay eBay prices and wait on getting it. Like I can see it today.
My day
I can
browsing.
Right.
I mean, we've been open for almost 2 years, and literally these are the only situations that we've had.
Right. Yeah.
And the long end of the game, they're minuscule situations.
Yeah.
You know, the dude was trying to get $70 figures for $10, but he got a Megazord for 25 instead of 50, and Thanos built a figure for 25 too. So
well, you also got to think like even if he beats you on that, well, I was going to get him somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It all comes around.
I'm a firm believer in you reap what you sow.
Karma may be slow, but she always gets you at the end.
Yeah, it will get you.
Whether it's a flat tire when you're going down the interstate when it's pouring down rain.
Who knows? All right, so one thing before we move on Falcon, from the TV show Falcon and Winter Soldier is, so there's another weird thing I noticed. So in the little scene where he runs up past he runs past the first truck and jumps on the roof of the second truck, and he tears the door open on the truck, and he gets inside and he finds that girl that they think's a hostage, which turns out to be that Carly Montag, whatever.
Yes.
There's a truck, and you can even see it in the scene. The second truck is right behind him. He never says, honks a horn. Winter Soldier's not in a hurry. It's like, well, there's a guy driving that truck that sees you doing all this. Why isn't throwing?
Why ain't he shooting at you?
Why didn't they just make him jump on the first truck and make her be in the first? I mean, the second truck, and this wouldn't even. It's like one of those editing things. Like, how did somebody not see that?
I thought that too. I was like,
it was super weird.
At first, when I saw it, I thought maybe that truck behind them isn't a part of the caravan of like.
But they were.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, is that truck driving itself? Is that one of these new trucks that drives itself? Yeah. I was like, that's a Tesla truck. Like, it was weird though. I thought that was real odd.
The same thing. Like that makes. It's hard though when you're doing a movie like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like consistencies. Yeah.
I mean, they pay somebody to do that. There's somebody. That
absolutely.
Writes down.
Make sure that from one scene your phone's in the same spot as the next scene.
Make sure your glass is filled.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, they dropped the ball on that.
They did.
And I'm just saying, I'm probably not going to watch the rest of it because of it.
Yeah.
You know, you get one shot with me. That's it. That's it. Tough. Anyways, good show. I couldn't be a bigger fan that Wyatt Russell's Captain America. Yep. I hope they do not treat him as a throwaway character.
He is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son.
I thought he was. Yeah.
And then
Kate Hudson is not theirs.
Is Goldie Hawn's daughter,
right.
And then she also has another son. That's the only son that they have together.
Yeah.
Is
Wyatt.
Wyatt. Okay.
Cool. Couldn't be better.
Cool. Yeah. It makes it even better.
It does.
That's from
you want to
like family.
It's one of those things you want to be a fan of these people. You don't want them to give you a reason to not like. Just keep your mouth shut. Just be the character. I don't need to know every second of your life what you're doing, what you think about every issue that comes along. Like, just let me enjoy it.
That's the good thing about Kurt Russell, though. He which he's a libertarian, but he's one of those very outspoken stars that says celebrities should keep their mouth shut and not talk about
they're doing
any
a
of the
job
topics that come up.
just like I'm doing a job. Like
they said, that's none of our business.
Exactly.
That's not our place to speak on.
And I'm not saying you can't have an opinion about it.
You can.
But quit trying to evangelize everyone and tell the other half how stupid they are because they don't agree with you.
You know, you talked about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
She came out just I don't know, a week ago, claiming that her job's to be an actress.
I saw that.
But
it's like, well, that's not the tune you've been singing for a long time up till now.
You've never been like that. You know, that was the great thing about Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
He refused to bring politics onto his show.
I would much rather.
That's the problem. Where, I mean, I don't want to get a political rant here, but the big
problem.
And
even if we disagree, you're free to your opinion. That's more than fine.
But the problem is nowadays, everything is politicized.
Yep.
What's the point in doing that?
Yep.
All you're doing is you talk about division. You're creating division by politicizing everything. Right. Obviously, all human beings are not going to agree with each other on every single thing. That's just humans. That's just life.
Right.
You don't have to politicize every single issue and make a big deal into nothing.
Or try to cancel everything.
Yeah, well, and the bad thing about it is all these movies, you know, they're getting closer and closer to that, to where that's part of the story. It's like, it's just superheroes, y'all. Can we just enjoy it without covering?
We don't have to escape reality.
Right.
Reality coming at you.
Exactly. I do not need you recreating every social issue that we're bombarded with every day. That's why I'm here. I want to not hear that.
Exactly.
Like, just tell me a story.
That's all I want.
Yes. Entertain me.
Anyway, it's good so far.
Yes.
I hope it stays.
Yeah, I like it.
I hope they do not ruin. I hope they don't ruin White Russell, and I hope White Russell doesn't say something that makes me hate him. Please let me have this one.
I don't think he will.
I don't think so either.
I mean, like she said, that's Kurt Russell's dad.
Yeah, how far can apple fall?
I guarantee you, he made it a point to tell him, "Hey, look, son,
if you want to make it in Hollywood,
he's been raised that way, surely."
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, Michael Jordan was like that.
Yeah.
He kept his mouth shut about stuff. He's like, I'm here to play basketball.
Who was that though? Here recently though, that their father, it was somebody pretty. It was crap. Who is Dennis Quaid? His son came out or whatever, and he was completely like Dennis Quaid. A long time, all this stuff. He was interviewing Dr. Fauci. I'm cutting all this out. This is just us. No, Randy's crazy. Okay. I'm cutting all this out for our discussion or whatever. It was Dennis Quaid's son came out. Dennis Quaid's son is the one that plays the main guy in The Boys. He plays Huey. That's Dennis Quaid's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
I don't like that character.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like the guy that plays that character.
Now,
I don't
in the
like
comic,
that character.
the character's awesome. In the comic, the character is Shaun from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
he drew him to be that
that's
guy.
Why they made his dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't like his character in The Boys.
Yeah.
At all.
And he's even more garbage in real life. I don't mind him in the show, but he's a garbage. Because I think Quaid, I don't know if he's conservative, but he was trying to stay neutral somewhat. He was interviewing these people, getting their side of it or whatever, and then that Jack Quaid or whatever come out, and he's like, no, he's completely Hollywood idiot. Right.
Sad.
It happens.
Back on track.
All right, so we'll be checking out episode 3 next week, and we'll talk about that then.
Yep.
But moving on from there, while we're talking about the Winter Soldier it's Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Falcon
right?
and Winter Soldier.
While we're talking about that, we'll talk about the toys because I'm going to be interested in them.
Yep.
So the first thing we got here is
Dave's already got them all in pre-order.
I absolutely do. So I've got everything except the Hot Toys. I don't do 12-inch scale. You almost could because now figure arts are getting to the price to where a little 6-inch, the little 6-inch Falcon figure is $140-something. I think the Hot Toys might only be $100 more. I mean, you'd almost be better off going ahead and get it. I know, but it's a size 2.
They don't fit in mesh well.
It's just storing. Like eventually, if I was to collect 12-inch figures, like I barely have enough room to put the 6-inch stuff up. If you get into 12s, they're cool, and I buy select ones, but the Falcon is not one that I would get. I would entertain the Winter Soldier. I don't care nothing about Falcon, but I like the Winter Soldier. But anyway, so I think just yesterday was the first day they showed the John Walker Captain America. It's a Walmart exclusive. They are up for pre-order. I got my pre-order. I want to say it comes out in August. I want to say it wasn't like next month. I don't think it's a little bit of a lead up to it. But it looks really good. That head sculpt, it looks just like White Russell wearing the helmet. Like it looks just like him.
I like the box.
I didn't see the box. All I saw was the loose figure. Yeah.
Oh shoot, man! Pull the picture of the box.
And I'll put a still of that up over it.
Figure of Sam in the Captain America costume.
No,
the new.
What? They leaked that figure.
Well, I ain't seen that. No, I'm just talking about the Walmart exclusive John Walker.
They leaked that a while back.
Well, now there's already a figure of that. Now it's not the movie verse, but there's already a Marvel Legends Falcon.
That's what he looks
Captain
like
America.
in the comics.
Yeah,
basically.
right.
Yeah.
Down here. There's so I hate all.
Well, the box looks cool.
Stuff.
It kind of has that look of one of those posters, kind of.
Yeah.
With the way the flag and
Does
stuff.
it say Cap is back like it did in the show? That was cool. I had all those propaganda posters everywhere. Yeah. I thought that was neat. And they could do that on there. So one thing about that, though, talking about the way he looks, the A symbol, I think it's really cool. It's like the star for Captain America is a star, but the bottom of it makes the A for America, where I thought it's a new logo where it looks cool. His suit looks cool.
All right, there you go.
Okay, hold on. Oh, that's Marvel Select, though. So that's okay. So what she's found is So what she's found is a leaked copy. So apparently, spoiler alert, but Sam's going to be Captain America before this is all said and done. Like you didn't know that, obviously.
Yeah.
But they have his costume on a Marvel Select figure here. I may post a picture of this. I might not. You might not want to see it.
Marvel Legend.
But his costume looks really cool.
They're really bad. Toys are really bad about
They're always going to spoil
it.
Because
like
you have to think, if it's going to be anywhere, they're making steel molds to make these toys. If it's going to come out anywhere near the release time of these shows, they've got to have been working on them for a year, at least.
So who is the Build-A-Figure in this one?
That's not it.
That's it. I would guarantee you that.
Baron Zemo?
Yeah, so it looks like there's a whole wave of figures from this, and it looks like Sam's wings may be the Build-A-Figure like Vulture from the Spider-Man movie. So yeah, they've got a Baron Zemo figure here we're looking at. I haven't seen any of these, and I just looked today, so now I'm like an idiot.
Pull up the.
Thanks for Nay.
Yeah.
You got all the latest news. Here, you take the iPad. I don't even get it no more.
All right, who you want me to pull up? Sorry. I got distracted.
The John Walker.
It said leaks.
Yeah, we want to see the box to the John Walker Captain America.
It's pretty sweet.
We'll circle back around to that. So they also, like I said, they're doing SH figure arts of Falcon and Winter Soldier in their costumes that you've already seen. Obviously they'll do Cap or Falcon Cap eventually, but what they've shown so far is just Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think the Winter Soldier's costume looks pretty cool. That jacket he wears, he rips the sleeve off of. It's like blue and like the red piping. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get the figure arts figure, but they have released or they've announced Hot Toys, like I said, of both them. It's just I'm not interested. I don't know. I just don't.
And I'm wondering. So this is back to the show. That Torres guy.
Got his cosplay outfit too that you can get.
He becomes the second Falcon in the comic.
And so I didn't know that. So is this when Falcon becomes Captain America, this Torres guy becomes Falcon?
Yeah, he becomes the Falcon.
And Falcon's back to being Falcon now, right? In the comics, is Sam back to being the Falcon, or is he?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I think that he is, or he has been.
The comic where he becomes Cap is like Sam Wilson, Captain America is the title of the comic. So
I've got that.
I don't know. You got some of those?
Yeah, I've got that first issue, and I've got the one to where the first time they did that silhouette saying who's going to be the next Cap or whatever before Sam took over, I've got that issue too.
That issue jumped up, but it's kind of went down now.
Yeah.
So you're not far from getting the issue where Torres dons the Falcon.
Well, that makes sense.
So it's got that. I can't remember her name. It's that chick. She was in the Daredevil show, the one that has the metal arm herself.
Oh, Misty Knight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's got her, and then in the background, like she's like this, and in the background, back to the captain as a wolf. Mm-hmm. It's got the wolf cap.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's a pretty
That's
cool cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first.
You got one?
I sold it to Texas Eddie.
Texas Eddie.
Yeah, Texas Eddie, if you're listening, I got you a nickname now. You're Texas Eddie.
Yeah, and you're sniping all the books. I've been trying to get in that container box for 3 weeks, but I feel like I'm imposing to say, hey, can I go do your comics back there?
I told you can
but,
go.
Texas Eddie, he didn't care. He come back there and got everything good.
He's a cool dude. I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So the head sculpt on that new figure looks really good.
Just like one. So he comes with a helmet and unhelmeted head, right?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
cool.
There's that box. Check that box.
It's a really sweet box.
That's a cool box.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll put a picture of this up. We can snag that.
I wonder how pumped he is. He's got
I was thinking about that too. It's like, this is his first. Yeah, it's like, wouldn't that not be cool to know that you have a worldwide release action figure that is, and it ain't just your character. That's his face.
That's you.
That's him. I would have cases of those.
Well, okay, I tell you what's
Thicko
funny.
Boy legs too. So he's got some Thicko Boy legs.
Oh yeah, a little bigger than he is in the show. That's all right.
Jamie that comes in the store, Jamie Webb, the one that was on WMAC Masters. He told me that when his show came out, he would go to KB Toys and just buy every figure.
I'd buy every one of them. I would buy every one of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I would have.
And to be
my whole house would be that.
Who knows how far they'll take this or whatever.
And they got the Funko
That's
Pop
why,
too.
right? Yeah, they do a Funko Pop also. But that A is so cool. It's just like the star and the A. I never thought about
it.
Does.
It looks really sharp. I like
it. And the striping pattern of his costume. We may have said this already. It's real reminiscent of the U.S. Agent's costume.
Definitely.
All they got to do is change the colors, and he's U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
That's.
He's for sure going to be U.S. agent.
I don't mind that Captain America carries a gun sometimes. I thought that was cool that he carries a gun in a holster or whatever. That's a pistol, I think. I think that's a holster on his hip, isn't it? Or is it? I may be wrong.
Well, it looks like it, but it's red. Let me see.
Oh, I don't know. When he does have a utility belt that he wears. That's probably Buick's.
Well, he's got something in his pocket. Well, there's a pocket and then there's something on his belt. So I'm not
I don't
100%
know.
sure what he's got going on right there.
I don't know. Cool costume though.
Yeah,
I really like it. It doesn't have as much of the white
It
or
looks
silver
like
and everything on it.
a hip or a...
I hope it's not molded in. They've got Marvel Legends got terrible about where it's like we'll mold a pistol in the holster that you can't remove.
Just putting that little clip.
They haven't took it out. It's been on all the pictures so far.
Please don't do that, Marvel.
And they hide it with a shield.
You know, that's the best thing about those Power Ranger figures. Not the Lightning. The Lightning collections do it too.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
They're where they keep their gun. It can come on and off.
Well, and they're getting more and more. Well, I say that it's like they go half and half. Like they did that Deadpool figure in the Juggernaut wave or whatever. All of his pistols were removable, had working holsters and everything. Well, then they do the Deadpool from the movie, and his pistols are glued. They're actually separate pistols, but they're glued in the holsters. Like people say, you can boil water and you can get the glue to come loose. But the pistols that are in the holsters are real accurate style Desert Eagle pistols. The one that he comes with loose to holder, like these little magical space pistols or whatever that don't even look like real guns. And that's probably the reason that the real ones are glued in there, because they didn't want kids playing with real style guns, if I'm guessing. But even
But hey, let's be real.
What?
Marvel Legends aren't for kids.
That's true.
Yeah,
those are for us.
Which is exactly my. It should come right. Exactly,
yes,
which is why Deadpool should come with swords that are actually razor sharp.
I know, right?
They got
Metal
those
swords.
Titan hero figures. If
That's
you got
exactly
a kid.
right.
You get them though.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I ain't paying $20 for a figure for my kid anyways.
There's
Just to lose all the guns and
on-
stuff. No
There's
way.
people on eBay and Facebook who actually make metal claws for Wolverine.
I have two sets of those.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
buy
Are those
those
nice?
and get
Oh,
those
they
and
are.
put them
The
in.
problem
place
is, and I
I
sent the guy a message. So it was a machine shop, and it's got the name of his eBay site. I don't remember. I'd say it if I knew what it was, but anyway, it's a machine shop obviously, and he's found out that people want this, so he's stamping these things out. And they're really quality made. They're made out of stainless steel, so they're not rusting or anything. But I could tell in the pictures, it's like they're a little thick, And it's probably just function of, you can only machine. You could machine it out of anything. You could probably machine it out of tinfoil.
Stamp them out.
Well, and that's probably what he's doing. But I asked him, I was like, those are a little thick. I was like, can you do it out of any thinner material? And he's like, this is the exact size that hole takes. When you pull the plastic hole out of Wolverine's hand, it's like this. And I got them. They're close, but they're a little thick.
But you can make the
they're a little too thick.
the
Does he
notch
sharpen
piece be that
No,
thick,
they're not sharp.
and then it goes
They-
thin.
Right. So they're the thickness of the material, but they're the profile of the claw. Like it's just like she said, it's like you stamped out the shape of a claw.
Okay.
You could sharpen them, but he don't.
Yeah.
And they fit fine. They're not, and I don't feel like they're. But I don't have any reason. It's not my, it's my shelf figure or whatever. It's not like I've got the one in the box.
Yeah.
That's the one that'll never get touched. But I'm not sure that you could take these out and put the plastic ones in and that they wouldn't be loose. I feel like it's walling the hole out just a little bit. But if you put them in one time and that's all
They're going to stay there.
that's what I got no reason to take them out. I don't care.
As long as
But
you want to put the plastic ones back
right.
in.
But I think also they would look better. They would not be as durable, so maybe he would have more comebacks through the mail if he made them out of a thinner material. But I think they would look better too. Like, I mean, what they come is probably a 16th inch thick steel. They could cut down to probably a 32nd and be more like it. Yeah. I don't know. They're cool though.
I've never seen those in
I'll
person,
bring
but-
some in. Maybe I'll bring my Wolverine figure in next episode or whatever.
Okay,
But I bought 2 sets from the guy. I think they were like $20 a set to get 6 of these tiny little claws.
Well, I bet
But they're
it's
good.
a pain
They're
in the
nice.
butt to make.
They
them.
probably
Sure
are.
it is.
I mean, the smaller things
Well,
get.
Well, like I said,
you know
though,
what?
If he has a
If
machine,
he's
though,
stamping them,
them
it's as
out, they
fast
just
as he can do it.
pop,
Now
pop,
I don't. Steel that's stamped usually you can tell a rolled edge on the where it punches it.
Yeah.
I think he is
He might
actually.
have
I
a
think he's
CNC
actually. I think
machine.
it's CNC. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That takes
But
a
even
minute,
that,
too. Yeah, just
he takes one sheet and he lays out a pattern of as many can
Yeah.
fit on that sheet, and the thing does it for him. He's probably making money hand over fist doing it. And I don't know how many he's sold. I don't know how many he's got left, but he bought. I think I gave him $40.
Yep.
Shipping's pretty cheap on that stuff too. To be honest with you, It's
Well,
like,
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can stick that in an envelope and put a
That's all it
stamp on
was.
it.
That's all it
49
was.
cents. 52.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's
right.
at now.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
something
I don't
like
know
that.
what
I like them though.
I
They're
buy
a
the
little
Forever
thick, but I
stamp.
like
Hey, that's
them.
all that matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I-
pay for what you want if you like.
It's worth it to me.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. That's all that
I
all
matters.
feel
matters.
bad because the Build-A-Figure Captain America Falcon wave was leaked 5 days ago.
Who's the Build-A-Figure?
And how?
Captain America Falcon.
Yeah, Captain America.
Falcon is
Remember how they
Captain
did Vulture's
America.
wings?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing
They
here.
took
The
it
the
there.
figure will be a release, and every figure comes
Do
with a
they
piece
have
of
a
his
that
picture
wings.
of
Marvel
the Build-A-Figure?
Select. That Marvel Select, basically like that.
I mean, they'll basically like that. We don't
Yeah,
have a
'cause
picture
so
of the
you can
Marvel
see
Legends. They don't show the whole Build-A-Figure in the Legends, do they?
No.
What other figures?
Actually, it don't even look as good, though.
What's
really,
the rest of the
Well,
wave?
they never do. Yeah, what's the did they show the rest of the
See if we
way?
can find it. I'll see if I can find it.
You know what? I'm not posting this until Sunday. Maybe more pictures will come out between now and then. If they do, I can stick them in here. If we don't find
That's
them
a
now.
cool build-a-figure.
That is a good idea.
I like the thought of that.
Yeah.
Build-a-figure.
And it's already worked once. Like I said, it's exactly what they did with Vulture.
Yeah. That'll look cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
there it is.
No,
No,
that's
that's
the
the-
Select.
That's the
Which the
Select.
Select looks really
The
good
Select
too. Usually the
yes.
Select's gonna have better paint.
Oh,
just
speaking
worse.
of Select,
You know, they were like, oh, we got lots of extra cap shields.
there's some rumors circulating around with comics
Ooh,
right
there's a
now.
Bucky one.
rumors.
There's
Yeah.
the Winter Soldiers. Yeah.
That so DC is considering
I just bought that Winter Soldier figure from Hancock at the toy show.
DC is considering quit printing DC Comics.
Completely quitting
Completely
physical.
quit. So
Oh, that's
the
terrible.
rumor swirling around right now is that they're going to license out the publication to someone.
Mm.
They're only going to have the rights to publish comics. They can't make movies, TV shows, figures, or anything based off these characters, but they can print physical copies of comics. The rumor is that Kurtman from The Walking Dead is in talks to buy that right to do that.
So he would basically be DC Comics.
He would be
comic
But
arm.
there's also a rumor that the guy who owns Diamond Distributor is in a bid to get it too. And then there's another rumor circulating around that maybe what they may do is they may license out certain properties.
That's what I would think.
So
They would
like,
take it as a
maybe
a la
Diamond
carte.
Distributor gets Batman, and then maybe Kurtman gets Superman and somebody else.
I bet that's what they
But
do.
right now, the rumor is that those two are in like a bid to try to take over publication for DC. I was like, that'd be pretty cool if Kurtman got
if
it.
Kirkman gets it, I'm not so sure about the other guy, but
I don't know much about that other
Yeah.
dude, but he supposedly has this comic book museum that is insane.
you got to think Kirkman's money's got to be more than he is. I would think. I mean, I don't know. Diamond's
looked
been at it
up-
a while, I guess.
Well, I don't see the thing too is I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's one of those business tycoons that always liked comics and
Right.
was already.
He may have been rich before he.
was already
Diamond may have been his
extremely well
hobby.
Yeah, and it's just something for fun because
Yeah.
he supposedly has an insane comic book collection with like we're talking
top of the
massive
top.
books.
Yeah.
I looked up Kurtman's net worth, and I mean obviously it's on Google. I don't know how accurate it is. It says he's only worth $40 million, and I'm looking at. I don't think that the license to get DC is it's not.
You don't get Batman for $40 million.
You're not getting Batman. It's going to have to be expensive.
It's got to be because
But-
it's worth it. I mean, the right person gets a hold of that. Now
If he
they've done their best to devalue the brand, but,
They have, but
if
if
the
he
right
gets a hold
person,
of it- It'll immediately turn around. That dude's good.
I wonder if Kirkman's ever wrote a Batman story.
He's done some Marvel stuff. He wrote that whole Marvel team up series.
Yeah, and we'll eventually cover Invincible.
Oh yeah, that
on Amazon Prime.
if you haven't watched that yet,
Yeah.
that is awesome. He is a fantastic writer.
He's an awesome writer.
He is like
If you looked at Invincible from the cover, if you just see the cover, it's like, oh, good, another teen superhero. It's not that. It's and I don't care much about zombies, but when you start reading The Walking Dead, it's one of those things like, well, let me start on the next page. Let me get to the next page. Let me get to the
he
next
is
page.
good.
I mean, he writes a story.
And honestly, these current comic book writers have a harder job than previous comic book writers because they were creating everything.
Right.
Now there's already so much been done. How do you there's nothing new under the sun. How do you
Right.
do anything new, noteworthy that
Which is
gonna
which
attract
is
people's attention?
which is the same thing about Kirkman. He took zombies, which is one of the oldest genres there are, made it cool again. He took a cookie cutter looking teen hero. I mean, you could slap Robin or anybody. He could be any one of the Teen Titans. But when you read that story, you understand why it's something special.
It's
It's
the
awesome.
cartoon is amazing so far. I love it.
I've read near, if not all, near all of the first compendium of which is probably what 50 issues or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
of Invincible.
I tell
It's
you what's
awesome.
funny about The Walking Dead is Image didn't want to do that,
That's great. Can you imagine?
and so he pitched it to them that it was the zombies were in it, but the zombies were from an alien invasion, and the aliens were using these zombies, to invade.
So did they ever come out with the origin of the zombie virus in Walking Dead? Have they ever said what actually caused it? I don't know. I've read through nearly all the first compendium, and I definitely haven't watched the show.
They said it in the show, but I don't
Did
remember.
they?
But what's funny is the editor, like after issue 2 or 3, he's like, "Hey, when's this zombie invasion?
Oh, it's coming.
Or
It's-
when's
it's
the
coming."
alien invasion?" He
Yeah.
said, "Oh, that ain't happening."
but it's probably a hit by then.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He said, I just wanted to get the book out
Oh
there."
man, good.
He seems like a
That's
cool
a
I
good
like.
dude.
show.
Every time I've heard of
There's
him,
so
I
many
like
good
it. Yeah,
shows.
he seems good.
Yeah.
Everything he touches is gold right now. Seems like
it is.
Yeah.
There's another book that he's done. I think it's called like Stealth or something like that. And I don't even know if it was fully out, and they were already like trying to like. Production companies already picking it up to do something.
He could write something on the back of a napkin right now and make $40 million off selling the idea to somebody if they would just the rights. I mean,
he's a great writer.
Yeah, he's cool.
So all right. Obviously, it was the Disney store that leaked that select.
And it's probably a Disney store exclusive because I know that Winter Soldier was to begin with.
Yeah, and then the only 3 figures I can find online, which they all show the same Falcon wing in it, but they've got. And, of course, they have him as U.S. agent.
Oh, they're showing the U.S. agent costume?
So
so that's confirming
that U.S. agent.
that John Walker will be U.S. agent eventually.
Yes, and then you've got...
Yeah, it's got to. It's got to. What do you think the timeline on those are? So I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said Zemo
Baron,
and Bucky.
Yeah, and then Bucky.
Okay.
That's the only ones it showed, but I don't know because it shows them with their different accessories and stuff, but it's showing the same Build-A-Figure piece. So obviously,
it's probably just like proof shots for the packaging. Yeah. They just stuck each figure in the same box or whatever.
Yeah. So obviously, the Build-A-Figure is going to be. Sam
it's gotta be.
That's a cool Build-A-Figure. I like that.
Yeah.
But also from the series, I would kind of also want just a regular Falcon figure. Yeah. Wouldn't you? I mean,
they'll probably come out with one that you can get in there that won't include a Build-A-Figure piece. I would assume since he's so big and has his wings. I
guess they could.
Because they gotta have one.
I hope they do.
I thought too though that Zemo. I thought we were finally going to get him in his like.
His glued on, that.
Wait, he's got another face.
That stupid mask that he wore.
I'm not sure what that is.
I like the way Zemo looks.
I'm fine with that. But have you ever read? It's glued to his face and he can't get it off.
Well, it's sad for him.
I got old glue on my face. And I can't get my little headstock off.
How's it get glued on there? But what about when he becomes Citizen V? Is he wearing that underneath?
I think he's scarred underneath it. I'm pretty sure he's scarred.
Well, I'm not sure that's. Hold
on a minute now. There's been more. There's been more than one Baron Zemo, and I don't think he's the original. Like the Baron Citizen V is Helmet Zemo or something like that, which I think is the son or grandson of the original. There's not just one Baron Zemo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what
this
time.
When you get into my comic knowledge,
yeah.
It's not very deep.
And I'm not claiming to know. I just know that they're not. I say no. I'm about 90% sure they're not the same person. I think there have been more than one Baron Zemo. Yeah.
But that old Toy Biz Marvel legend with Zemo. Yes. You get that variant where he's got that disfigured.
It's all scarred up.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a technical break there. We thought we lost the recording, but everything's good.
Yeah.
So, apparently, taking a little pee-pee while we're stopping. Renee's got some trivia for you. Are we looking for comments? Are we looking for answers in the comments?
It's basically just for you to do. Just test your knowledge.
Go ahead.
All right.
We'll answer in the comments. We need you to comment. I don't know if that helps anything.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll give it an A, B, C, D. Yeah.
Engaging. Yeah, I like it.
And try not to use Google. Because, anybody can go on there to find the answer on Google.
We want a shot from the dark.
Yeah.
You might just know both.
I did.
Like Philip did, yeah.
Did you actually know that?
He did. He said the answer.
I'm clairvoyant, so I sensed the answer.
I told you.
Right. Yeah. But how lucky you got me to guess that?
Okay, so first off, this week's keyword is Lobo. So use that for 10% off in the store. It is good until we post our next episode. So last week's keyword is no good now.
Mighty Morphin, if you missed it.
Yep, so that is no good. This week's keyword is Lobo.
And don't forget, for you people that don't physically come into the store.
Yes, you can use it.
Go to our Facebook page. We post everything that we get in the store on the Facebook page. And you can buy from us through the Facebook page and we can ship to you.
Yep.
And the code works.
The code works.
Just mention it.
Yeah. It sure does. All right, so the trivia for tonight is how many films are in the complete Godzilla franchise?
Well, why would you bring up Godzilla?
Oh, only because Godzilla drops tonight at 12:01. Well, 12:0001 technically. Yes. Godzilla versus Kong.
I'm staying up watching.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna stay and watch it. Yes. And so let me ask y'all this: if you had,
it's not real until noon tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, right? So let me ask y'all this: so since Godzilla and Kong's coming out, who do y'all think will win in a fight between Godzilla and Kong, and why?
Godzilla, obviously.
But why? Is it because
It's King Kong wins.
Who's the king of the monsters and who's the god of the monsters?
Kong's the god.
God's the king. Yeah.
So Kong's
God's the.
Godzilla's the king, and Kong is the god.
Kong is the god.
Kong is the god.
That's what they
say.
Okay. That's what everybody says. First off, look at no, it is true. You can look that back. Well, also, I mean, he's a gorilla, and gorillas are smart. He probably has the mind. He's probably smarter than humans.
Doesn't he have like a super healing factor too when he gets older?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not. He's not intelligent.
He's the oldest creature on Earth.
We don't know that. So Kong's already more intelligent.
Yeah,
so
I'll agree with that.
In previous Godzilla movies, people beat Godzilla through their sheer intelligence. So if you say that Kong is as intelligent as a human, amplify that with his super strength, super speed, he beats it.
But where did he get super speed? I didn't know.
He's super speed. You not watched him move in Skull Island?
That's just because he's a monkey.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Big
well, yeah, big and swinging. Yeah.
Have you watched Skull Island?
But obviously, in the previews,
and then I got the Blu-ray and set it on my shelf and I watched it.
Also, side note here, suppose I don't know if you're gonna follow this, but in the original King Kong versus Godzilla, so Godzilla's biggest attack is his atomic breath.
Yeah, right.
Well, in that original movie, it had no effect on King Kong.
But if you'll notice in the previous movies with Godzilla, or the legendary Godzilla movies or whatever, when the nuclear blast didn't have an effect, he just grabbed him by the mouth and shot it right in there. Good, and it worked just fine.
That is true.
So when he gets a hold of King Kong's mouth and blows it out the inside.
If he can. I don't think he can. Well, he's not as accurate. He just can't move as good.
Who cares? He's a little furry monkey.
I'll tell you what it's going to be like. It's going to be like Ali Frazier.
I bet you there's no clear winner. What do you bet?
Oh, no, there's a clear winner. The director said it, unless he's just pulling our chains.
Well, so they leaked, again, toy leaks ruin everything because obviously at some point there's going to be Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. Which everybody knew that.
Yeah.
Anybody that watched any of the other ones, and as soon as they announced this,
yes,
everybody was like,
but they spoiled it with a Funko Pop.
So there's Mechagodzilla doing this.
Well, they had what, King Ghidorah and Mothra in the last one?
Yeah, and a lot of people think that he's going to have
Batman syndrome where they have to start throwing everybody in every movie.
Yeah, so if you watched the last Godzilla at the end credits of it,
yes,
the fisherman found the head of
sold it to that
Ghidorah and sold it to the crazy scientist guy. So he's probably going to try to clone another one that they'll probably also have to fight.
It'll be a mecha because there's a mecha.
Yeah, so it'll be Mecha Godzilla and Mecha Ghidorah, and then at the very end, in the newspaper articles and stuff that it was showing in the end credits, it showed too that they had found an egg, which I assume Mothra laid it in that waterfall where she was cocooning and everything. So I think that there'll be a Mothra baby.
I mean, definitely. I hope this movie isn't.
That's a lot of monsters.
I hope this movie is not just in service of just setting up 10 other movies.
Well, there's going to be some more. What do they call them? Kaiju?
Yeah, kaiju.
There's some bat-looking thing that's going to be in it. And there's some other one that they haven't.
Gamera's always been a big one with people that like kaiju. That turtle or whatever.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a big one.
We should have wore our shirts.
Yeah, those movies are hard to watch.
Oh,
I like them.
Yeah,
I think we've still got some of them over in the store.
But the
VHSs
out there. He's so crazy because he flies.
Yeah, he sucks his legs in and he's got jets coming out of his leg hole.
Yeah,
he's
he's
cool. So they made there's a Realtek of him, like a Realtek an old line of all these kaiju monsters or whatever. And they did Gamera. I'm sure they've done numerous versions of Gamera or whatever, but the one I've seen or whatever, they pull his legs off and you pull his little head in, his little head peeking out of the shell or whatever, and then you plug in the little air jets out of it.
He's crazy.
That's so funny.
They'll have to bring him over in this whole monsterverse.
Yeah.
Because I feel he crossed over with Godzilla, I think, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I don't know much about any of them, but I know him.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, no, the main ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money to be made with this monsterverse.
We will watch that this weekend.
So y'all are split on who it is. Yeah.
Well, I'm King Kong.
That's why I said y'all are split.
The good thing about it
You're Kong, you're Godzilla.
I really don't care one way or the other.
I do. I don't want Godzilla to beat King Kong.
As long as they team up and are buddies at the end and then go on.
A lot for me.
Yeah, they're going to team up, have to fight, and then go on about their business.
That's what everybody's assuming.
Yeah.
It makes.
But since everybody's assuming it, they'll do something crazy.
Because Godzilla is the humans' main ally in these movies. He saved us.
Yeah, but after he destroys whole cities, though, and kills people everywhere. I know. That don't make no sense.
But we don't know what Kong's been tracking on Skull Island.
Yeah.
He's left us alone.
Yeah.
He ain't destroyed the city.
No.
He ain't messed with
Yeah.
anything.
Until they
can't drive a boat, apparently.
well, they showed in the previews that they obviously drugged it, but they got like 4 or 6 helicopters like bringing him in the city to fight. And you're like,
which is another good one. That Jack Black King Kong movie.
oh yeah, we went.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Jack Black's King Kong.
Yeah.
That's a slap in the face of Peter Jackson.
Who cares? God, Peter Jackson. I don't care.
He will. He gave us Lord of the Rings. How dare you speak of him so illy? I think there's something though, like I don't know, they don't come out and say it, but I think something like something keeps Kong there. I think on Skull Island, like there's
Witch doctors. And that was that big wall. Remember, he got that big wall. He had puppy stuff on top of it.
No, King Kong can get over that wall.
Well, he does stay there. I think he protects those people from those things that live in the bottom.
Yeah, he's a protector of Skull
Island. Yeah, he's a protector of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's why he's the god. He's like the god on the island.
Skull Island was the better of all of these monster movies so far.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
I felt like.
I did like the new Godzillas though too.
Yeah, I did too.
But there's not enough Godzilla.
And that was
there's like 2 minutes of Godzilla.
Yeah, the first one's nowhere near as good as the second one. The second one, there's almost too much going on.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Then you get Elizabeth Olsen too.
It's not as dark.
Yep.
I like King Kong much better than Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then the guy from Letterkenny. No.
Yeah. He's in the first one.
Guy from Letterkenny. Wayne. Yeah.
Wayne.
Wayne from Letterkenny.
I don't know who he is.
I can't remember his name.
No, I mean, who is he in the movie?
So in the very first Kong, when they're in, or not Kong, sorry,
yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla. When they're talking about towards the end, when they're talking to those soldiers in LA or whatever,
they're at the conference table.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that's like gonna lead that team into doing something.
Oh, okay.
Very small role.
But who's the guy that plays Elizabeth Olsen's husband in that?
That's the Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He was also gay.
Yeah.
That's because my daughter was
Yeah.
KK.
Kick A.
Oh.
Apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy. He was Quicksilver, and he was the guy in Godzilla.
Okay, yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know. Anyways. We done drug it on again.
Yeah, so do you want to do toys, or do you want to do the box?
Let's do this box.
Right.
Okay.
Let's say the toy news.
Yeah. All right. So, since we've gotten in the habit of buying like the Tokyo box, because we were planning on going to Japan this year, but they're not going to open back up until probably August to let foreigners in. So, gonna have a change of plans there.
They're going to Turkey.
Yeah. But we probably will be traveling. But we probably will be traveling up north though. So if you have toy collections for sale up north, hit us up because we may come travel. Yeah. We'll travel anywhere. We'll take like a week and go travel.
US.
But so we went. Amazon has a bunch of these boxes. And I'll post links for this one in the description down there. But this is the Turkish Munchies box. And basically, it is a mystery box. And I think this one's better than a little bit of the other ones I bought because this one actually has...
It tells you
nutrition bags.
Yeah. First thing, of course, you see is nutrition bags, which is like the worst thing you could see. What's the
least calories of anything?
I think I saw like 80. What's the most? It's like 220.
The Karam Gourmet, if that's how you say it, is 260, but that's for the whole thing.
See if I can show that. It's spelling.
Very good pronunciation.
You like that?
Yeah.
The lowest,
nope.
Okay, she's right. The lowest is 80 calories, and that is the Kayet wafers.
I hate that this is so freaking like that.
There's a wanted bar or something, 1 team.
Yeah.
Nutty Max, 1 team.
Nutty Max.
I see a
How much protein's in Nutty Max?
Nutty Max protein.
So this comes with a description. Not very much protein. There's like candies.
The protein content we have is 4 grams, and that's in the cracks.
The cracks.
220
I see the cracks.
They're right on top. They're pretzels. That's why.
Bread. Well, that don't make no sense because nuts normally have higher protein than any bread.
I don't know if there's nuts on these, but we'll see. But anyway, so this one actually comes with the description of them. So you see what you got. Like one just says pizza.
Alright.
And,
I like pizza.
This says Cracks Hot.
Turkish pizza.
I think it Cracks Hot.
The Turks and all.
Yeah, I have no idea. But so we're gonna try some of these.
So how are we gonna do this? Are y'all gonna pick and choose?
Give me that nut thing.
Alright, get in the Nutty Max.
Oh, there's a little pie.
For the crack.
I normally do like
There's a little
crab.
s'mores pie.
For the crack.
And something in chocolate. What's chocolate in there?
Right.
I mean, everything is chocolate.
There's a pizza cracker in there, it says.
Oh, that sounds good. What's that?
Okay, so I'm going to try the brownie gold.
Okay.
Well, I want to try that.
Brownie gold is 190
I'll give you half of it. Oh, don't tell me that. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What is that thing?
This?
Yeah.
Wanted caramel.
Give me
It's
that.
got caramel and nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. You got that?
Well,
Okay.
I took these, so.
So there's Nutty Max. Ooh, these are like the Stroop waffles and stuff. Oh my gosh, you can't take all the chocolate. You're gonna hang on.
Where's Alpella 3
All right, so that's a cracker.
Alpaca.
Okay. Candy bar alpaca?
Yeah, alpaca meat.
So this looks like it's got like white chocolate and wafers.
Let me try that.
Okay, white chocolate wafers.
White chocolate Kit Kat.
And then, of course, the things nobody really likes is crackers. So we're just going to set the crackers.
Because the pizza crackers are in there.
Yeah, the pizza cracker is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
So it's not a pizza.
Gold, what is that? Gold
Pizza
beans?
crackers?
Yeah. Okay, let's try
You'll go-
that. Yeah.
Telling you to
Yeah,
go
so
do
these we can
something
have
on
together.
YouTube, and what are they speaking? I guess Turkish.
Turkish. Yeah.
In Turkish.
That looks like some
I
kind
don't
of
buy
bread.
anymore. I don't know.
Cracking it.
They also like lots of wafers. There's some wavy chips. You don't have two things?
I don't have two things. So,
Do you like coconut?
No.
Ooh,
What
there's
is
also
that
a
thing
biscotti
right
roll.
Yeah. Burger. This is burger.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Those
we gotta
look-
try that. Are they little burgers?
They are not squishy, I'll tell you that.
No, we
They
gotta
look
try
like little burgers.
that. Well, technically, let's have some.
Those are Osmo
Yeah.
burgers.
Some of these things we can share, some of them there's not enough. There's a crepe. So you like crepes? Okay, and I'm going with that. It looks like a
They
Carmelo.
look just like little burgers.
All right, so we're just gonna open up a bunch of this, and we're gonna eat it.
Chocolate.
And so y'all are just gonna have to sit at home. I'm glad we did not eat this because there are hot peppers on it.
Yeah.
So-
These
And the
are
bad thing
delicious.
is we have.
That tastes like something.
It does. What is it?
It's just like those EL fudge, the fudge crackers. You know, they have real soft, real. Yeah, that's like a.
Yeah, these are good.
Oh,
What are those EL fudge things
It's
called?
like 100 gram.
but the fudge cakes,
No,
the stripe fudge.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
the stripe fudge.
The little elves that live in the tree or whatever.
And like oops all,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's pretty good. Osmo burger.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Osmo burger. Pretty good if you're in Turkey.
Yeah, if you're in
Get your-
Turkey.
All right.
If you're in Istanbul.
Or
Now we're gonna
if
try
you're,
the caramillo, which is basically looks like a Carmelo.
And she's gonna put you're gonna put a link to this.
Yes.
This particular.
So
box
that way
in
you
the
can
description of the
Go online.
Did you already ate?
We had a salad.
I had a
I'm gonna eat garbage.
Break one?
chicken salad.
I'm gonna eat. This looks just like
Break one?
caramello.
Uh huh.
I'm going to eat gas station food on the way home.
Gas station food.
I'm gonna close up when we get done.
Yeah, because it is 10 o'clock. We do. We start late.
This is caramello. I love caramello, so that's fine.
Both caramellos too.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, very good.
that's what this is called, basically.
Caramello.
Yeah.
That's
Which
probably
is a Turkish translation of caramello.
It
yeah.
kind of has like a toffee,
Yeah, I know.
like a little bit of like sweet
It's a
toffee.
mixture kind of thing. That's good.
It might be better than caramel. Carmelo?
Because I know you eat caramello, and most times I got caramel run down.
Yes.
Yeah, those are good.
That one's not overly filled with caramel.
So far, everything's been good.
Try Alpello 3.
Alpello.
Alpello.
It's female. It's Alpello. Then we'll try the Kit Kat tat. I'm not even going to try it.
You can open it.
That
There
Kit
you are.
Kat
Bring
bar.
up a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically like a weird shaped Kit Kat.
That's what it feels like.
That is delicious.
It's exactly what the other one was.
Yeah.
It's a white chocolate Kit Kat, basically.
Yep.
Or,
That is really good.
You remember the...
Oh,
yeah.
That's what it is.
I tell you, I like to take those, tear them in half, eat out of them.
Yeah.
That is really good.
So I
I got
had...
white
So
chocolate.
Phil's been telling me about taking a... What is it?
A moon pie.
Moon pie, putting butter on it, and nuking it.
Yeah, for like 10 seconds.
Not very long.
I've got the
Maybe 10
I bought
seconds.
a moon pie like 2 weeks ago.
Got crumbs
And
everywhere.
it's in my snack box. I haven't got the butter on it yet, but I have moon pie to experiment with this.
If you're, this is a southern thing, so I know that probably most people listening right now are
Oh no.
pulling that southern
Oh,
out
they're
of
real
it.
crispy.
Dude, this one's like a puff
But I don't know,
pastry.
moon pies,
I think they're southern.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure
think-
they exist somewhere else.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
That puff pastry went
Yeah.
there's
everywhere.
nothing better than a moon pie and RC cola.
Yeah. Now that part, RC Cola, you ain't getting that many.
Here, just take a bite.
Yes, this is real flaky.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to send us a mystery box to try online or try while we're live, just
I think that's
send it to
better
us.
the further you get into it when you get into that.
The creaminess?
Yeah.
That tastes very pastry-like.
It is. What's that Italian thing called that they get the real clocky like that? Is it
So that's a thing that if you put that in the microwave, soften up that inside of that.
I don't know if the outside would soften up though.
I don't think it would. So it's super crunchy.
No, the outside, but the inside would melt.
It's crunchy.
It's good. I can't think of what that Italian food is called, but I kind of reminds me of what I was thinking. Okay, I didn't want any more. I'm just going to take it.
I know, right? Eat it up. He didn't get to try the pudding middle.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I thought you got part of it.
Biscolata
Sorry, I
Nirvana.
Yeah, this is good flavor.
Nobody's allergic to coconut, are you?
No, that's what I mean. We'll find
All right,
out.
this got coconut.
I'm not a fan of coconut.
If you don't like coconut, you won't like that.
Does it
But
just
is
taste like
good.
coconut?
It has a pina colada flavor to it. That overpowering like coconut whatever.
Looks like those biscotti rolls that you get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
That is very good.
Well,
It's very
weird is you
creamy.
say it's heavily coconut. I can't
You
taste
didn't get
it.
coconut?
I got like a white chocolate.
I got like creamy coconut.
Yeah. It's good though.
Really good.
It's all right.
What you got over there?
Tasted okay. I got the
Wanted?
wanted
All right, we're going after that.
It's got
we're
a
going salty.
picture of the wanted pear somewhere.
Well, I got brownie gold. Yeah.
This is very nutty.
Oh, I gotta have some of that.
Oh, yeah. That looks like those yes. With a lot more peanuts.
Don't make it any smaller. That's looking good.
I got broken into threes. Well, here, pass this piece today, and I'll bite this in half. You do mine.
But you ate all the other one. Looks very caramelly.
Yeah. But it's
That's
like,
good.
yeah.
Ooh, and it's like crispy.
Well, I did not expect it to be crispy.
Mm-mm.
Are there peanut coating something?
I don't think those
Oh,
are
they're
peanuts.
peanuts.
I think they're crispy wafers.
They are. You're right.
That's good.
That's almost like eating like a.
Yeah, I don't want
We
that.
could survive in Turkey.
Oh yeah. What is it like Cocoa Puffs on the top? Like those chocolate Cocoa Puffs?
We're good.
Makes me wonder what their food like. Food
Well,
might
that's
be
what I
like.
wonder.
If the pizza this good.
And they're making crackers taste like pizza. So
I know,
that's
right?
not American.
All right. We got brownie
Well, that's
and
not
then we got
American,
pizza
that's
crackers.
Italian.
Yeah, but it's American. We've taken it over.
I don't think we have.
I bet you more people eat pizza in America than it is Italy now.
Think so?
I bet today it is, yeah.
You could be right. I don't know what Italians eat per se. So this is a
This is
Brownie?
like a brownie
I'm about to
cupcake.
say it's a cupcake.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many. Ooh, what is it? Oh, it's just kind of gooey in the middle.
Not my piece. There we go. He's straight to the head again. I get right up to the filling and then he elbow deep in it over there.
You getting the shaft? Sorry.
I guess so.
This one almost kind of tastes like a.
It tastes
Almost like it'd be like a. Kind of like a lower sugar though. Almost like a sugar-free brownie.
Almost like a, what do you call it? Like, not angel food cake, but kind of like that. It's not a,
Devil's food?
Yeah.
Are we sure this is actually this food came from Turkey?
This is food that Amazon has bought in bulk, repackaged it, says it comes from Turkey.
I mean, some of this stuff that's what it tastes like, but I don't know what. Like,
Well, the thing is though, like everything in it's like in a different language too.
Amazon's richest company in the world. They do anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
they can.
Hey,
They don't.
good food, good food.
That's true.
You know, Turkey.
All right, pizza crackers.
Knows how to fix
All right.
Yeah, very much.
That brownie thing's been the least thing I really care
And it
for.
ain't bad. It just it's like it's not spectacular.
It's not.
It tastes fine.
These
kinda-
have no taste.
They taste like combos of the filos because that chocolate we should have
Not
like
nearly
drank
enough
something.
flavor.
No.
You can't. It's like when you breathe out. You can taste that. No, there's not pizza in there.
It smells more pizza
Yeah.
than it tastes.
It does.
It's not very good.
Well, it's not bad.
Well,
It's just
if you
not-
chew it up and you kind of let it sit on your tongue and like suck on it,
If you put
then you
those
get
cubes
yeah.
out past your palate or whatever, you can get that flavor. This would be good. This probably good sprinkling like a soup or something.
Ooh,
Yeah.
tomato, a tomato soup.
Right. I hate tomatoes.
What else we got here?
We're gonna eat the rest of it? Yeah.
Let's say
We gotta move on.
We probably went in for
No,
it.
hold on. There might be one thing here.
Okay.
Let me just dig.
Well,
I'm gonna eat the rest of this.
those are all like sticks and sticks and sticks. That's
Probably
me.
gonna mess this over.
Oh, dude.
Well, let's try these chips.
All right.
Do it.
That'll be
That's
it.
one.
That's it. So these are Yetni,
It'll be out.
Lezzy,
Oh, yeah.
Tali,
It's way over there.
If you're Turkish out there, I'm butchering this and I apologize.
We
apologize to our Turkish listeners.
We can't get cat over. We're worried about turkey.
Those are some crunchy chips.
They were good.
Yeah. It's more like a cracker than a chip, looks like.
Yeah,
it is crackery.
Is it cheesy?
Yeah, let's have some language on it. Oh,
oh my God, these are good.
These are good.
Silken, yearly. They so not so godly.
It's kind of got a buttery garlic.
Yeah.
Kind of like buttery garlic taste.
A buttery garlic cracker.
Yeah.
These are good.
Those are good.
Not bad at all. I like those.
And now you just sat here.
It's made a mess.
Yeah, and you.
No.
Gosh, why didn't you just leave it where it was? We don't have a trash can, babe.
I thought it was trash can over here.
Nope, it's way over there.
I'll tell you what I like the best, though, I think, was that pastry-like thing.
That pastry?
I bet it was good if you got the good tasting part of it.
I got the good taste part of it. There's some crackers. These are just left over here.
Yeah, you can just set those on top of the box. They'll be all right. And now you just sat here and watch us consume about 2,000 calories each.
Probably not that much.
I know, probably not that much, but actually, I don't know. Did it do calories per?
Each one of these were one serving.
Or was that serving? And they were all one serving?
Yeah, I think,
okay.
Well, no, the calorie content was for one serving. I'm assuming that most of these were one serving, but let's see. This is
this is one serving.
If that is, then probably everything. Yeah, this bag of crackers is one serving.
So we probably just had like, no, we just probably had like 500 calories.
These are all decent sized servings.
Well, for the size of that bag, that's about how many chips come in the big bag like this, anyways.
Yeah, I guess so. But there's more dense. This bag is heavier than a big bag.
They are.
In America. You know what I mean? Like they're half air.
We're getting screwed over here in America. They say supposedly though that the air, is something they pump into it. Well, no, it's some kind of preservative too that they pump into it.
I assume that they blew the bag up so that you couldn't crush.
You know what I think?
I don't believe that though, because everything I get's off crunch. Even
I know 20 years ago when you bought a bag of chips, it was
they're full. The only thing you get full is popcorn.
Yeah.
That's because popcorn costs like 2 cents, and they charge you like $8.
Things cost more.
Yep.
And in order to keep you at the same price point they had you at, they can only do one thing.
Popcorn's a game changer. You're selling.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you are. Popped air.
That's like selling a box. That's like having a box store, like selling people air. All right.
All right, so we're going to quickly get into a few things of what David got in this week.
Yeah.
We might not be able to hit them all, but we'll hit the main ones. We're going to hit the best one, for sure.
The best one.
This logo is pretty sick.
This is Storm Collectibles, which makes some of the coolest.
Yeah. Turkey.
Storm Collectibles makes some of the coolest 6-inch scale figures. This is based off Lobo's appearance in the Injustice video game, but it looks like the best appearance of Lobo from the comics.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's
nothing
cool.
specific about the video game on this. It's awesome. Like every, other than his does it call his dog? I don't remember.
I
Has
can't
he got
tell.
a cigar in there?
It's so
He does
dark.
have a cigar, yes.
That's pretty sick.
And so he doesn't come with his dog. That's one thing he could have come with. And he doesn't. He always drives around on a pretty cool like space motorcycle. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah,
That'd be a big
kind of be like Ghost Rider.
Well, that makes Storm Collectibles. They do. Like they put his giant throne and never shut on.
And that,
Yeah,
that Motaro.
So it's not unheard of, but I guess maybe he didn't have it in the game. I don't know. I didn't play the game much.
I played that game and
I played some, but
I beat the first one.
Well, he was in an expansion pack though.
I was about to say the regular one. I don't remember the logo.
Right, he was not in the original one. But this figure, as far as I've got the SDCC DC Universe Classics logo. It's a cool figure. I think this is probably, if you want a logo, this is the best one we get.
Those are fun
that was
games.
sweet.
Those Injustice have a really good storyline.
Yeah,
I wanted to hold it. You set it down without letting me hold it.
Well, you open everything.
I am opening this. I got my knife right here.
All right, now this, if you want to talk about holy grails, personal holy grails, I've been looking for this figure. I just got it in the mail yesterday.
When did it come out?
1999.
The year of our Lord,
Older DC Direct figures.
1997.
2001.
I don't see a date on here. But it's from when Superman died. He died in 96,
Guessing.
right? I don't know if the toy line came out at the same time. But anyway, this is the cyborg Superman from the death of Superman.
I can find the date. Let me hold that bad boy.
This is a grail.
I'm not going to open your drill.
No, anyways, I'll look for that figure for literally, not kidding, years and years. And for whatever, he's always expensive.
03.
And for whatever reason, this guy posted this with a buy now price and a best offer. He took best offer. I paid less than probably around a third of what that figure is.
What's this figure go for?
I'm not going to get into that.
What's here? I need to know.
It can get up to, I've seen them.
You can go on eBay and check.
$75, $200.
Oh, gosh.
I got it a lot cheaper.
I'll tell you how you have trouble finding this is a little tidbit when you're out there. That's figures. DC has to be different when they put their dates on things.
Yeah.
It'll always be in a parentheses with a little S and then a number.
Okay. So what does it say? SO3?
Yep. So it's just 2003.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Series 03?
That figure, though, that is the best toy rendition of the. Now they've made Cyborg Superman figures. DCUC has one. DC Essentials has one. That is the most comic accurate version of that character ever. I wanted that figure forever. I finally found it.
It's cool looking. I like it.
I like it. Thanks good on it. Like,
Yeah, it's very vibrant.
yeah. This is the rubber free Dr. Stranger that I got from Big Bad Toy Store. You can see, you look at his eyes and see the.
Oh, the one with the jacked up
Well,
eyes?
not really. It's not terrible. The more I look at
Oh,
it
he's
now,
cross-eyed.
now he is a little bit, isn't he?
And then he's squinty eyed.
Right, but see, that's what I mean. When I look at it now and it's free, I'm like, should this have cost them $90 to please me? But
You know what?
they did it, so
You're eating into their profit. When
they've got plenty of them.
I used to work
You're
with my
taking
dad.
food off the plate of their children. Yeah.
My dad used to own a business. He owned like a detail shop, and every Friday he'd take us out to eat at there's a place called Squally's. Yeah,
Not to be confused with the pizza place inside Chuck E. Cheese.
The story we'll have to get into at some point.
But
Yeah.
if you left any
Yeah.
food,
Don't do
there,
DoorDash.
You know, if you got more than you could eat, you'd be like, look at all that profit.
Yeah, that's right.
Just look at it all.
I feel like here. Yeah, I know.
He would always have them.
This is the Super Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. But this is the second release. So is it called Shadow Striker?
I'll tell you.
Shadow Master.
Shadow Master.
Yeah.
This is an homage to a mail-in figure. It's a Chef Boyardee, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the original vintage Super Shredder figure was, in the purple suit with the silver pads and all that stuff.
Yep.
Someone mailed in an offer through Chef Boyardee.
Yep.
He's solid black, where another figure's purple still with the silver pads and everything. This is supposed to be an homage to that, but it's still purple. In all honesty, the original release of this figure is painted up as if he was in a comic book almost. Like it's like they painted the shading on the muscles and stuff like this. This honestly looks like he did in the movie, as far as I can tell. So I think this is actually a more movie-accurate figure of the Super Shredder.
This is back to this figure.
Yeah.
You were worried about this head,
The one that has eyes.
but look at how dumb this head is.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be him like this. So
Yeah, I
he's
know,
supposed to have
I know
his eyes
that,
closed.
but he.
I know.
That's a Doctor Strange going to investigate a noise in the middle of the night. He just woke up. He's like, "What is
But see,
it?"
that's the thing.
He
Like,
looks
on
horrible.
these accessory heads like that, I would never do that head in a figure, so I don't care about it.
Now, we'll say this. I didn't know if you noticed, but they put him in thong sandals with socks.
That's accurate.
I know, but so
So really,
Shredder is such a
his
cool
face.
So
character.
he is one of the best. Nick just teased this week that they're doing a standard version of the Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, but they're doing their ultimate version where it comes with all the accessories and stuff. So it should look like a downsized version of that. The way the helmet has the razor blades around the brim of it and everything.
I got this in I think somebody brought it in Friday.
The Shadow Master one.
Yeah,
That's the one to
I
get.
think the hooks broke
I've got
off.
both of them that they've been brought in the
I
store.
wouldn't. Honestly, I bought two of the original one. If I'd known that was coming, I would just wait. I think that's a better figure.
I like it better
All right,
too.
this is another one that I found on eBay. So this is from Square Enix. They did a line of figures called Variant Play Arts. They'll take comic characters, usually Marvel and DC and stuff like that, and put their kind of spin on it. This was a subline of that called Batman Timeless. This is Batman reimagined if he was a Spartan warrior.
Oh, cool.
I was gonna say, looks like Batman Spawn from the back.
Basically.
Yeah.
He's got the big Spartan shield. I think he's got a.
Is there like a bat symbol on anything?
I mean, it would be worked in somewhere like his shield is a bat, as a bat.
Okay.
Of it. But he's got like the Spartan helmet. He's in sandals like of the Spartan. I mean, he's basically, like I said, if Batman was in the movie 300.
Oh yeah, the back of it. Yeah, look at the back.
All right, let me hold that.
That's another one. That's usually like a $300 or $400 figure. If you get now there's a ton of bootlegs, Chinese bootlegs.
Yeah, these.
Oh yeah, you get them on Wish.
Bad about that.
That was official, and I got a really good price on it. This is one that I've had for a while that I bought from a friend. This is in the same line, but this is the Wild West version. So this is Batman imagined as a
Oh, yeah.
gunslinger. So he's got.
When they gonna come out with a pirate?
They did. There's a Bushido that I'm looking for, where he's like a ninja samurai.
Yeah.
And the other one is a steampunk one, which you can get the steampunk one fairly cheap on Amazon. I mean, you can get it, but
That's a
I
cool
don't want
figure.
to get that one until I can guarantee that I can get the Bushido.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's cool. It's got
Yeah.
a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I like a Wild West look. Almost.
I like the magnets in that too instead of Velcro.
No Velcro. Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Assassin's Creed earlier.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool is if they did like a Western style Assassin's Creed.
That's got to be one of the few left that they will do that.
I hope so, because
Yeah, that's a good point. Sure they will. I think they're holding. I think they're waiting on ninjas and they're waiting on cowboy.
Cowboy would be sweet. The only thing I don't like about this one is I could do without. I know they're trying to make it look like Batman.
The helmet, I mean, the hat.
No, I like the hat. The hat's cool. I don't like the face mask.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been better giving more like a Lone Ranger.
Or a domino mask.
Yeah, something like that instead of like that weird mask. It's
Yeah.
a cool figure.
Yeah.
And I like the hat. I want one of those hats.
Yeah. So these are, I just found these in Walmart this past week. These are the core class, which is what used to be Legends class, used to be Basic class, or whatever they call it, core class now. So these are basically just little 3-inch versions of Megatron and Starscream. Those are just now starting at Walmart. I know Dan's son was looking for these here at the toy show or whatever. Surely he's found them by now, but if he doesn't, Walmart Decatur had them. I don't know if they still do, but they do. They did. All right, this is to go back to the 52 toys, the Beast, is it Beast Box? Is that what they were called? Anyways, the toys that fill up. So we had a comment.
I saw somebody said I didn't know what I was talking
I
about.
agreed with this guy twice. One, he said Philip didn't know what he was talking about. I agree with that. Secondly, he said the toys transforming into 2 cubes was cool, which they are. And this is why I got into them. So
Maybe from a like engineering standpoint to
from
get
any
it
standpoint,
to get it to turn into a
so
cube.
this is the big
but
this
Yeah,
is,
especially him.
this is the big
Predator.
That's about
so
the dumbest gimmick.
He wads up into the ball or whatever, but to finish him off, he comes with a face hugger that plugs on with the front. And that finishes off the
That's
cube.
awesome.
So he comes with a xenomorph egg. He comes with a chest burster, the little thing that shot across the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
snake.
face hugger. It's pretty cool. And then I've got the aliens power loader, Predator, and then this is the alien queen.
And they all turn into a
They
cube.
all turn into
Yeah.
cubes. So they stack
Nothing
up,
cooler
they're
than
all-
a cube.
But we don't need anything cooler than a cube. What
I
could be
mean,
cooler than
I
a
don't
cube?
think anything can be.
That's
Now,
fine.
I'm sold on the cube.
Well, I wanted to use this opportunity to show you how ridiculous you're saying.
No, I'm still standing by that something turned into a cube.
Well, we
It's
had
dumb.
ones of comments that disagreed with you.
Hey, that's life.
Yeah. All right, this is from the Generation Studio series. So they've always used to make versions of the movie characters, and up till now it's been a live action movie. This one they made a subline called Studio Series 86. They're going back and re-releasing figures from all the main characters.
Transformer
from
movie.
the 1986 movie. So this is Scourge. This is one of the
Scourge.
Yeah. So this guy, when Unicron makes him, Unicron's we don't really have time to get into the story. But anyways, a bunch of the characters, the main characters, some of the Decepticons are near death. They get thrown out into space. Unicron finds them, turns Megatron into Galvatron. I think most people think that Thundercracker became Scourge, and that Skywalker people want to say was Cyclonus, but you can't really tell in the footage. It looks kind of like. Anyway.
So it's never determined.
I don't know that anybody's actually said it, because in the movie there's a mistake in there too where he says Armada. I mean, he says Cyclonus and his Armada, and it shows Cyclonus and then 3 more Cyclonus or whatever behind him. There's only actually ever one Cyclonus. Well, Scourge, when he creates Scourge Scourge in suites. There's Scourge, which is the main guy, and he has like 3 or 4 or unknown number of exact duplicates of him. So there's always Scourge in suites. Long story short, I have 5 of this figure.
Holy
One in the
cow.
box, 1 is Scourge, and then 3 sweeps. Yeah,
Let me
and that's the second time Hasbro's done that. They released a Scourge that was a Headmaster I didn't care anything about, but they have done in their Classics line, or actually I think it was Generations. They get Scourge in a newer format. And
He looks cool. I like the little like goatee.
And he has that in the movie.
Look, I know you love
Oh,
Transformers,
I love 'em.
and I know you love this movie.
Yeah.
But me and Renee tried to watch this movie about 6 months
You
ago,
probably didn't watch the right one. You probably watched a different one.
and I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. But I think Transformers are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, the toys are some of the coolest toys in Transformers toys. But I just don't really.
It's the greatest movie ever, but I still, when I sit down and watch that movie, when you get the songs along with it, and
I just couldn't get into it. Yeah.
these I've had for a while, so apparently they've been released somewhat, but most of the sites don't have them or whatever. I bought this, so that's Cad Bane on the far side, one of the bounty hunters from the Clone Wars. Really cool character, and that's a cool looking figure. And then this is the Mandalorian Loyalist, which is basically like an army builder figure. I got these through Walmart, but the only place I ever found them was online. I ended up getting $4 and actually sold you one of them. Anyways, so at the same time the Mandalorian Loyalist came out, they released the Super Commandos, which were the Mandalorians that had like a Darth Maul horns on their head. Mm-hmm. I can't find those anywhere. If anybody got one, reach out. I'll buy this
You'll buy 4.
Yeah, I'll probably. Yeah, if it took 4 to get them all, I would.
Yeah.
I like this guy's hat.
Oh, that guy's awesome. He's like a gunslinger bounty hunter.
He reminds me of the grasshoppers on ants for some reason. On the picture on the back.
Did you see that video game, Destroy All Humans?
Yeah.
Crypto.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a
You know, the cool thing about Star Wars is it's like they mesh samurais and gunslingers all together. And they're like, pirates. Yeah, it's just like...
It's so many.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it.
You can come out with so many cool figures, and they keep releasing like the same...
Yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Same 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Give us new figures.
I have not opened that one. I've got a second one pre-ordered, so I'm open one.
Crack it open.
I haven't drawn myself to open it yet because I'm thinking, like, well, if I get my second... That one's in really good condition. If I get my second one, the packaging trashed.
Well, you know, we could always just drop that one on the corner, and then you have no choice but to open it.
There's a lot of times I'll get something in the mail, so I get your knife out, cut the tape. If I don't cut the tape, there's no going back from that.
There's no return. Sorry, you want to try
that's everything I brought. Yeah. No, one thing before we forget that stupid Batman book again. Get that out.
Oh.
Yeah. So I bought this last week and forgot.
Now be careful, that's his holy grail.
Yeah, don't miss.
Well, you piled all things on
What
top
if you
of
drop that and crack the bottom?
I think it's actually got a crease in the back of it.
It's got some issues. I saw
it. It did. I don't think it had that in the picture, so I think that happened in shipping. So this is a book by Mondo, which makes some really high-end. They make high-end Batman figures and high-end Ninja Turtles figures and stuff. But they're
blank pages.
There's a company. I can't think of what it's called. Something called it.
Ooh, it's still tight, so it's hard to show it off.
Yeah.
But
and I'll take some pictures of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's
got some layers.
They basically make movie-style posters in like what do you call it? Art Deco kind of style.
Yeah.
Style that Batman series was. Basically, on most of the main episodes, he's made like a movie-style poster in that art style. They're super cool. Like I have framed.
That's cool,
They're awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best episodes of the show. And there's some other stuff in there. Mondo has done vinyl LPs of all of the soundtrack from the shows. There are like hundreds of songs over the course of that show, and they're worth a ton of money if you got the original sets and stuff like that. So there's some album artwork in there and stuff like that. But it's a cool book. It was on Amazon. I think it got down like $30, and I had to get it because I like it.
That is a cool book. I like the art in that book.
Yeah. I like art books.
It's such a great show.
Anything to do with Batman animated series, I'm on board.
It's good.
Next week, we're going to talk about, 90s?
Yeah.
90s shows.
Maybe we'll do both 80s and 90s.
Yeah, 80s and 90s shows that we'd like to see as live action. And who do you think should play the parts of them?
We grew up in 2 different decades. Guess which one we
Yeah. I grew up in the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm like 50 years old.
90s.
I mean, I was born in 82, so I grew up mostly in the 90s. But the stuff I remember probably mostly from the 90s because...
That's time. I was born in 85, so, you know.
So that was 88. I don't know.
I don't remember like the first 10, 15 years of my life anymore.
Small tad bit of stuff is still rerunning on TV. Yeah. Tidbit, tad bit.
No. Potato, tidbit, tad bit, dramatically. I started to name the episode too dramatically.
It'd probably never be searchable. It'd be like, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like Shakespeare.
I will never forget dramatically. I create times over the past week.
I create my own language.
You have to tell your daughter, why are you acting so dramatically?
Yeah, so dramatic.
Yeah.
That's a sign of high intelligence. People who create their own words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In fact, 100 years from now, that'll be Webster's Dictionary.
It probably will.
You said some other word we had to look up today. I don't know what it was. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
I say a lot of words.
Is that all we're going to do this week? I got some other stuff, but we're probably running long.
I think so, because we're like at 2.5 hours again.
Well,
we're a little bit more than that.
Okay with that,
it might be more. I'm not sure where we had some.
Merged 2 audio files, so we don't know yet.
Yeah.
They always break it down to a part 1, part 2.
Well, no.
Look, if they run long, they run long.
That's it.
We're at 200 minutes.
If you can't listen, I mean,
200 minutes.
that's fine.
I don't know what that.
It's an hour and a half, something like 2 hours and a half.
Okay, that's a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah. 200.
200 minutes.
Well, not all that's
That's over 3 hours. There's no way.
well, not all that's consistent.
Well, it
If
is
we
almost
stop-
10:30. Yeah, we'll cut it in, so that's okay.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes
We might jump at some point too. Yeah.
You got a week. If you can't listen to 3 hours in a week, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And look, the people that are
And-
going to listen, whether it's 5 minutes
Yes.
or it's 2 hours.
And also, too, hopefully in the next few days, we should be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that. Your first one, it takes like 2 or more weeks for it to show up. So we're just waiting. Just waiting.
Yeah, so eventually you'll be able to on wherever you
that way
find
you
the
can
podcast.
you can close the app and do other things and still hear us talking in the background, even if you don't want to watch us.
That was his suggestion to us.
Yeah.
Called me up. What are suggestions? Put it on something else other than
Most
YouTube.
TVs have YouTube on it now. Sit down, enjoy
Well-
it with your family.
Well,
Except for
he's
Philip.
probably not going to enjoy it with his family.
When
Yeah.
Philip says words he shouldn't say, we cut those out. So
Yeah.
it's usually pretty safe if you listen with your children.
Yeah. We might throw in some
This is a
random trivia popping up on
PG-13
there.
show, so anything that is in a PG-13
You only get-
My daughter's not 13.
I'm pretty sure, though, you only-
She's your number one fan. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You need to
I
have her do
appreciate
some
that.
artwork. We'll put some artwork
Yeah,
out.
she's done it. She's made the card that's supposed to be hanging from front of the TV.
And you haven't brought it yet. You're not getting Father Your Award.
It'll have to be like that tall.
It's bigger than that.
Oh, well. She might have to make it a small.
Tell her to make
Make
it
a long
smooth
one.
and,
And then total and then nostalgia.
You just wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Well, we can just.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah, send in fan art. We'll put your fan art up.
our little display's nothing right
It's
now.
a
Yeah.
work in progress.
That's just because I hadn't had time.
It's a
to
junk
sit
store right
and
this second.
everything.
He's had time. He hadn't taken the effort.
I've not had time. I run a business. It's
Runs a
just
business Wednesday through Saturday.
well,
I know that
it's a full
Monday through Saturday.
and it's just me and Renee.
Yeah.
So it's rough sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
When we build a bigger-
My dad ran his own business. It's not easy.
When we build a new store, we'll have to
We'll have to
get
hire
some
full-time
part,
employees.
yeah, or 2 full part times or something.
Right now, there's just not a space to have a full-time employee.
No.
You just gotta ask.
Yeah. Hey, we're asking. Here we are asking.
Yeah, you can come clean to your. If you can clean to my standard, I don't know. Not many people
She
would be able
wouldn't
to.
always. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Hunter says it all the time.
I don't
I have
care.
impossible standards when it comes to cleaning these figures. I want people to buy these figures, even if they're old, and they'd be like, "Damn, it's a clean looking figure,"
Yeah.
and they don't know what it looked like before.
Yeah. Oof.
Dirty.
Yeah, don't put your mouth on
He's
that.
sitting there
Oh,
running.
you could have.
I would still
Yeah.
though, because of the chemical.
I said it's also those bad boys, and then get gone.
Yeah, that's a lot of chemicals.
It's like chemicals. But we clean stuff very well.
All right, next week, Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3.
Yep.
King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Yep. Invincible.
Invincible.
Make sure to watch that show if you have not already. Yeah.
It'll be 5
we'll-
by then.
Well,
Yeah. No.
no,
before.
Yeah, before.
Launch
Yeah,
at
yeah.
3.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
launched for 3.
Yeah.
Unless they put out more than
Yeah.
one next week. I don't know if they would or not.
I just wish they would just put it all out at once.
We'll do another
Yeah.
treat box.
Yeah, we
'Cause we bought, like, 6.
Yeah, because before they expire, we need to break into another one.
Luckily, they last for a while,
Yeah, this
so.
one expired.
And we're gonna start
August
rotating
29th.
down segments.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
I do get stuff every week, but
Yeah.
we'll probably do what David get. We'll probably do that.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, at least 5 weeks.
Yeah. We're going to do a blind comic pool
That's
probably
gonna be
next week.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do
we'll
that
have
next
it.
week.
We might do that this week.
Yeah.
I will pull out a long box of comics out of the container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we got to get some long boxes, too, so we can swap
Well, I've
them.
got some in there that are long boxes that should be variety.
I'm just talking about the other ones we have that I got to. Yeah, I got swapping boxes over, so.
All right. Y'all
Yeah.
we did the code and everything.
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah. Thank y'all for joining us for our.
Cut that out. You got to listen to it and get in the one place that it shows up.
Yes.
I'll bleep it out.
That's right, we'll cut that. All right,
So
so.
if they heard them both
Okay.
ways,
If you said, "Hey, where's the code word?" I was like, "Well, I was listening the last few seconds. Surely you said it right where you said
I
it.
know,
I'll
right?
listen to the 3
Yes.
hours that we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining
Thanks
us
for
for our
listening.
third podcast. We appreciate it. And leave y'all suggestions.
Comment,
Subscribe, share it. Oh, also
Yeah.
too,
Sprinkle that.
since we did get 100 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway.
Figure out how to identify 100.
Yes, so I gotta figure out how to pull it all up because I'm only seeing some of them and not all of them. So let's figure that out. We'll do a giveaway and include all
I
y'all,
don't
and
know
then we'll
what it'll be
do.
yet.
What do you
Maybe
mean?
like some. I don't know what we'll give away.
Oh, I don't know either. It's a mystery
We
giveaway.
haven't decided.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we'll figure it out. It'll be something cool though, because we got a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
in
All
the store.
right. So peace out.
See you.